What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 3CU Chapter 51 Divine Piano Skills. It cleanses people's souls and is a treasure to fight against evil. Garp. Of course, our group leader is a real god. Why are you surprised to know about your affairs? Guo Jing. Yes, I don't know if you are modern people, but even an ancient person like me has accepted such magical things. Xiao Longnu. That's right, brother Guo Jing and I are both ancient people and have accepted such magical things. If you were modern people, it would be easier to accept it. The group members gave me a general explanation of the situation in the chat group one by one. In particular, it was pointed out that their group leader was a supreme god and they must not be arrogant in front of him. There was a group member who was arrogant in front of him before, but then he stopped. Tong Mo was once again taken out to whip the corpse and used as a negative teaching material. After seeing the explanations from the group members, Shinan, Duan Mu and Alu finally understood. As Guo Jing and Xiao Longnu said, as modern people, the three of them are quick to accept such things. Although it still feels very magical, after all, their world is not an ordinary world. It doesn't seem so hard to accept when you encounter something more magical. Duan Mu. So according to the leader of the group, this Shinan who joined the group with me is also an armor summoner. Su Bai. Well, he is the armor summoner from another world. You two can communicate frequently in the future. Su Bai. Especially in Shinan, you have to learn from Duan Mu in some aspects. Shinan. Me? Su Bai. Yes, it's you. Shinan, like Duan Mu is the captain's armor summoner. But their personalities are completely different. It can even be said that the character of General Duan Mu, 973, is quite explosive even in the entire tokusatsu world. Many special photography protagonists should really learn from General Duan Mu. Shinan is one of them. If he could learn something, the armor team would not be so divided by the Civil War fantasy god. Shinan. I know, I will learn from Duan Mu, although I don't know what the group leader asked him to learn. But since the group leader asked him to learn from Duan Mu, he must have a reason. Su Bai. By the way, let's see what can be redeemed. You can exchange it for points and then buy other things in the mall. Garp. Yes, since the world you live in is not ordinary, then strength must be very important to you. Garp. I strongly recommend you to buy the god-level breathing method. Then you will be able to breathe stronger. When you face some powerful opponents, you don't have to worry about being unable to defeat them. Is it so magical? Then I'll give it a try. When it comes to exchange resources, Alu has no shortage of them. As one of the 4 heavenly kings of food, he has no shortage of wealth or various resources. Therefore, he quickly brought in a lot of resources, most of which were ingredients, and converted them all into points. Although the ingredients Aru exchanged were not of a very high level, they could not stand up to the most. So soon, his points exceeded 100,000 and he purchased the god-level breathing method. When he obtained the god-level breathing method, Alu suddenly felt that with every breath he took, his food cells were jumping with excitement. His strength is also increasing. This god-level breathing method is indeed magical. It is indeed a magical skill created by the true god of the group leader. Alu is very excited. If this continues, his strength will improve rapidly. As a food hunter, his hobby is to eat all kinds of food and look for new food. But in the process, you will also encounter enemies. The biggest enemy of his organization Igo is the food club. In the process of looking for delicious food, people from food clubs came out to cause trouble several times. And because of his lack of strength, he was also robbed of a lot of delicious food by the other party. If he could be stronger, he wouldn't have to worry about people from the food club appearing to snatch food again. Moreover, he can also go to the legendary food world and see the creatures and ingredients living in the food world. Mr. Garp is right, the effect of the god-level breathing method is really great. Butterfly Ninja. Wow, I redeemed 100,000 points so quickly. Mr. Uru is another big boss. Duan Mu. It's a pity that I don't know what to exchange for, I don't have anything. Shinan. Me too, I don't have anything to exchange for, so I can't exchange my armor for it. Guo Jing. You don't have to exchange them for physical items. For example, if you have mastered any moves or skills, you can exchange them for your training methods. Duan Mu. Really? Then I'll try and see if I can exchange the experience of dealing with Oxer into points. Shinan. Then I'll try to see if I can exchange my experience in dealing with supernatural beasts into points. Shinan. By the way, my piano playing skills can also be redeemed. These things can indeed be exchanged, it's just that you can't exchange for many points. Su Bai looked at the things they exchange, but there weren't many things he was interested in. He was very interested in the ingredients Uru exchange. You must know that among all the food worlds, the captive world of food in which Uru is located is definitely unique. It's not just because of the fact that Prisoner of Food is a battle series dressed in food, and the combat power displayed in it can even reach explosive levels in the later stages. And it's also because Gourmet Prisoners is a little different from other gourmet worlds in terms of food. Other food worlds, such as the world of Showdown and the world of Shijijijiling. The delicacies of these worlds focus on the chef's cooking skills. These gourmet chefs use their cooking skills to create mouth-watering dishes. But the prisoners of delicious food are different. Although there is a chef inside, and the chef's name is also there. But compared to the chef's cooking skills, food lovers pay more attention to the ingredients themselves. The types of ingredients among the gourmet prisoners are really rich and colorful. In Subai's view, if we talk about chef's cooking skills, the chefs among the captives of gourmet food are actually not that outstanding. Compared with other chefs in the gourmet world, he should still be inferior. But when it comes to ingredients, the gourmet prisoners win directly. Other delicacies in the gourmet world are made by the chef's cooking skills. The food among the captives of food actually depends on the ingredients themselves. Even if you are just an ordinary chef, if you use the ingredients among the gourmet captives to make dishes, they can all make unparalleled dishes. When Subai saw Xiao Dongjia joining the group before, she thought about when someone in the captive world of gourmet food would be able to join the group. Now it finally does. With divine cooking skills, even ordinary ingredients can be used to make unparalleled dishes. What about using those super ingredients among the prisoners of gourmet food? The dishes produced will definitely be upgraded several levels. Subai bought some ingredients exchanged by Eru and used her divine cooking skills to prepare a sumptuous meal. The moment the food enters your mouth, your taste buds are filled with a delicious taste that is several times more delicious than before. Even in Subai's opinion, if an ordinary person were to eat it, let alone whether the energy contained in the food would overwhelm him. Just the ultimate deliciousness alone can make him intoxicated for the rest of his life and never wake up again. In other words, it's delicious to death. It seems that even delicious things can be deadly. At least if you are not strong enough, you will never be able to resist such delicious food. It can be so delicious that it can make people die of delicious food. It can be seen that the ingredients from the world of gourmet food are used together with the dishes made by god-level cooking skills. How delicious it is! Even Subai never thought about using his weakened cooking skills to make dishes with ingredients from the captive world of gourmet food, and then feed them to other people in the group. Those stronger group members are better off. But those group members who are not strong enough will eat dishes made with ingredients among the prisoners of gourmet food. Even if it is made with the most weakened version of god-level cooking skills. They couldn't bear it either. So forget it, for their sake, don't feed them. If I use my god-level cooking skills to make dishes with these ingredients, may I ask Champa how you should respond? Originally, with god-level cooking skills, the food competition was a dimensionality-reducing blow to the sixth universe. Now we have obtained the ingredients of the captive world of gourmet food. The combination of these two can directly destroy the delicacies of the sixth universe to the point where no scraps are left. But since this was brought up by Champa first, then he won't be polite. After enjoying the food, Subai focused on another item in the mall. This item is what Shinin uploaded about his piano skills. As we all know, he is the summoner of the Flame Dragon armor and the captain of the armor team. Shinin is a very responsible captain. For him, performing tasks is not as important as practicing piano and winning the piano competition. Of course, despite this, if something happens to his teammates, he will still go to save him. 0. But usually, Shinin is a little too adventurous. It was okay when he was alone in the early stage, because he was the only one, so he had no choice but to play every time. But later, when other armor summoners appeared, he rarely takes action and is always practicing the piano. This is also the reason why Bayo, the fantasy god of civil war, is so unhappy with him. Subai has no interest in playing the piano, and he can't play the piano. The reason why he noticed the piano skills uploaded by Shinnan was because he suddenly thought of something. That is if he strengthens Shinin's piano skills, then weakens them and uploads them to the mall. That is definitely much stronger than Shinin's own piano skills. If Shinin acquires enhanced piano skills, will he no longer need to practice piano in the future? Isn't the reason why he practices piano just to make his piano skills even more superb, so that he can win the championship in the competition? But if it can directly help him achieve a higher level of piano skills, he will not need to practice hard in the future. Then will he be able to focus more on his mission? In this way, the Civil War fantasy god may not cause trouble. I have really worked hard for these little brats in this group. Subai feels like she has the feeling of a male mother. He bought Shinin's chinyi, and the next moment, you learned Shinin's piano skills, and combined with your own insights, you created a god-level piano skill. Close black lens bracket. God-level piano art. The sound of the piano has a power that can wash people's souls, purify their hearts, and sublimate the soul power of those who listen to the music. Close black lens bracket. God-level piano skills cannot be directly improved. A person's strength, but it can sublimate this person's soul. It also washes people's souls and purifies people's hearts. Does this mean that it can make a great evil person wake up and feel ashamed of what he has done before? This reminded Subai of a person, Dapura, the king of the demon world. In Dragon Ball Z's original content, Dapura was sent to heaven by King Yema after being killed by Majin Buu. Then his soul was cleansed in heaven, and he was no longer the evil king of the demon world before. Instead, he became a very kind guy, this god-level piano skill has such an effect. Good guy, this skill is quite useful, although this skill is of no use to him. But for other group members, it is also a magical skill. Originally, Bayo only wanted to improve his piano skills for the sake of Shinin. But I didn't expect that after this enhancement, other group members could also use it. This god-level piano skill can not only improve one's piano playing skills. Moreover, the sound of the piano that pops up also has special effects. If Diya can learn it, then if she plays a song to Kara, will it make Kara feel ashamed of what he has done before and commit suicide? 4.4 This move is simply a killing move for those evil people. It can be called a treasure against evil. Just like the demon man who fortune teller, his move is the same as the demon light. As before, Bayo weakened the god-level piano skills to the weakest version and uploaded it to the chat group ministers. Although the endless weakened version of the god-level piano art is not that powerful. But this effect depends on the strength of the enemy. The complete version of god-level piano art can cleanse the heart and soul of even an evil person with 10-star strength. However, the endless weakened version of the god-level piano skill is already enough for the other group members. Moreover, what Shinin uploaded was his piano playing skills. But after being strengthened by Bayo, any piano can be used. Whether it's a piano, a violin, or a cello. Even the guzheng, the ancient kind of harp, is fine. Bayo. At Shin-nan, I just strengthened your piano skills. If you have enough points, you can buy it. Bayo. This way you won't have to practice hard anymore and can spend more time dealing with supernatural beasts. Shinin. Strengthen my piano skills. Regarding the group leader's need to strengthen the group members' moves and skills from time to time, Shinin heard from other group members. But he didn't expect that such a thing would happen to him. His piano skills were actually strengthened by the group leader. But his piano skills are average compared to the moves and skills of other group members. Why is the group mainly strengthened? After seeing Bayo's next sentence, Shinin understood. It turns out that the group leader wanted to give him more time to deal with the supernatural beasts. Chapter 52 Butterfly Ninja. The day of the decisive battle with the ghost has finally arrived. Shinin was very moved, and he finally understood why other old group members said that the group leader was a strong and kind leader. Because the group members had difficulties, the group leader really helped. He has indeed been very distressed recently, although now besides him, other summoners have also appeared. But because he was the first armor summoner, he naturally became the captain of this armor team. As a captain, you naturally have to be responsible. But the problem is that he usually has to practice piano, otherwise he will not be able to get a good ranking in the piano competition. This made him a bit unable to care about both ends. Because of this, Bayo actually had a strong opinion of him. Sometimes, he even wanted to give up being an armor summoner so that he could concentrate on practicing the piano. But currently, apart from him, there is no other summoner who can summon the flame dragon armor. So he can only go up, but it's better now. Now the group leader has strengthened his piano skills and become a god-level piano player. Not to mention the effects that come with god-level piano skills. This god-level piano skill alone can make his piano skills the best in the world. In other words, even if he doesn't practice piano in the future, he can easily win the piano competition. In this way, he can not only fulfill his dream, but also spend more time dealing with supernatural beasts. In this way, that guy Bayo won't have anything to say anymore. But the problem now is that his points are simply not enough to buy a god-level piano player. There was no way, he had nothing to exchange for it. You can't just exchange the armor directly. Bayo. In addition to Shinin, the rest of you can also purchase this god-level piano art. Bayo. This god-level piano art has an effect that is more suitable for you. Garp. Oh, a more suitable effect? What is the effect that makes me healthy? Not only Garp, but others also quickly checked the effects of the god-level piano skills. After they finished watching it, they were all shocked by the effects of god-level piano skills. Garp. Doesn't that mean that as long as I play a song to those pirates themselves will be ashamed and commit suicide? Butterfly Ninja. As long as I play a song to those ghosts will be so ashamed that they choose to commit suicide? That's so powerful? Guo Jing. In this way, it will become much easier for me to overthrow the Zhao and Song royal families. Oga Tatsumi. My dear, if I keep playing this song, there won't be many demons who can survive in the demon world. Lu Pijang. Then can I also make those digital life sects change their minds and let them join the mountain moving project? Duan Mu. Then I can use this trick to deal with those oxers in the future? Each of those oxers is not a good thing. Shin Nan. In this way, it will become much easier to deal with supernatural beasts in the future. Young Master. If I don't use cooking skills to deal with the dark cooking world, but use piano skills to deal with them, wouldn't it be more effective? Just destroy them from the root. In the eyes of the group members, the effect of god-level piano skills is simply amazing. If they encounter those evil villains again in the future, as the song continues to be played, the other person's mind will be cleansed, and they will feel guilty for the bad things they have done before or the dark thoughts in their heart, and then commit suicide in shame. This move is simply a magical skill for group attack. Moreover, it is also a magical skill that can detect people with evil intentions. Subai. At Guojing, in addition to using this trick to deal with the Zhao and Song royal families, you can also use it to detect whether there are people under your command who harbor evil intentions. Subai. As soon as the song is played, as long as there are people who can survive, they are usable people. If there are people who commit suicide, it means they all have problems. Divine piano art has different cleaning effects on everyone. If you are a kind person or someone who is not so evil and has never done anything serious or evil, after listening to it, they will only feel that their hearts become more transparent and ethereal. But if it is those evil people, after cleansing their hearts and souls, they will choose to commit suicide because they cannot bear what they have done in the past. In other words, if this continues, as long as those who choose to commit suicide, there is a way to die. Even if they changed their ways after listening to the performance of God-level piano skills. But it can't erase what they did before. The people who can survive and have nothing to do are all people with no problems, and you can use them with confidence. At best, they will play a song like this every once in a while to test whether their hearts have changed. In those fantasy worlds, it is similar to the mirrors and heart-searching stones used by sects to test the hearts of entry-level disciples. It's just that this move is a magical skill for other group members, but it is of no use to Subai. Can he not know who are the bad guys and who are the good guys in the Dragon Ball world? And he has no one who can use God-level piano skills at all. As for leaving it to Son Goku and the others to use their God-level piano skills to deal with enemies that will appear in the future? That's even more impossible. You must know that Son Goku and Saiyan are fighting mad. Instead of engaging in a fight with the enemy, let them directly use God-level piano skills to deal with them? They won't do that, and there is the most crucial point. Subai. By the way, you better not use this move when fighting the enemy. Subai. The enemy will not give you a chance to play the piano. If there is such an enemy, it would be too stupid. Subai. So you can use this move to test whether there is something wrong with the people around you, or after defeating the enemy, you can use this move to test whether the opponent deserves to die. Yes, this move is indeed an anti-evil weapon, but the question is if it is used in battle, which stupid enemy would give it a chance? If there is such a stupid person, then he can pay the price for his stupidity. Garp. That's right, but it also depends on the situation. Anyway, after I obtain the God-level piano skill, I will try to use it on those pirates. Butterfly Ninja. I'll forget it. I can use this move to test the demon slayers, but when it comes to dealing with ghosts, I'd better just use my strength to crush them. Guojing. Yes, I am the same. I can use this trick to test the beggar clan and those in the world. Guojing. But if we use this trick to deal with the Zhao and Song royal families, it depends on whether there is an opportunity. This move is very effective if used to catch the opponent by surprise. But if both parties do it, the possibility of using this trick is still relatively low. In a word, it depends on the situation. Demons destroy the world. After the Butterfly Ninja taught the God-level breathing method to other members of the Demon Slayer Corps. The strength of the Demon Slayer squad can be said to be completely different. The strength of every member of the Demon Slayer team has been greatly improved. This also makes it easier for them to deal with ghosts. And after dealing with those ghosts, the Demon Slayer team will take back the treasures of those ghosts and give them to the Butterfly Ninja. Although the current Butterfly Ninja is not the leader of the Demon Slayer squad. But he is definitely the soul of the Demon Slayer squad. It can be said that even the leader of the Demon Slayer Corps, Yubayashiki Yoshia, is not as important as Butterfly Ninja. Who made Butterfly Ninja the only one among them to join the chat group? It is precisely because of the leadership of Butterfly Ninja that the Demon Slayer Corps' strength has greatly improved. They are all looking forward to when, under the leadership of Butterfly Ninja, all the ghosts will be wiped out. The Butterfly Ninja himself is also looking forward to this day. Because this is not only related to destroying all the ghosts, but also related to your own mission. But Butterfly Ninja never chose to take action because she was waiting for her strength to increase. When her strength reaches the 3-star level, then it will be time for her to lead the Demon Slayer team and declare war on the ghosts. Finally, the day that Butterfly Ninja has been waiting for has arrived. With the help of the God-level breathing method and the God-level cooking skills that I got enough points to buy after selling those ghost treasures. The strength of Butterfly Ninja has finally reached Samsung. This is the strength she feels most secure. If it was only 2 stars, she would not pay attention to other ghosts, but she didn't know if she could deal with the Ghost King Wu Mei. But now she has 3-star strength. She already has enough confidence to deal with Wuhan. Butterfly Ninja. Everyone, my strength has finally reached 3 stars. I can start completing the mission. Garp. Congratulations, you can finally complete Renkei. Guojing. Hey, I have triggered a task before, and when I complete the task, it will come soon. The veteran members of the group all know that Butterfly Ninja triggered the mission. And in addition to Butterfly Ninja, other members of the group also triggered tasks. And now, Butterfly Ninja is about to become the second person to complete the mission after the group leader. Little Dragon Girl. Sister Butterfly Ninja, I remember your mission is to destroy all ghosts. Butterfly Ninja. Well, I am now confident that I can destroy all ghosts. Butterfly Ninja. I don't believe that the strength of the Ghost King can exceed 3 stars. He is at the level of 3 stars at most, and he is still below 3 stars. Butterfly Ninja. I am also a 3-star player now, so I don't believe I will lose to him. Shinin. But you are also under 3 stars, so you may not be the opponent of the Ghost King. Oga Tatsumi. Yes, if they are of the same strength, it will be difficult to tell the winner. Butterfly Ninja. Don't worry about this, even if I can't destroy the Ghost King, there is still no problem in holding him back. Butterfly Ninja. As long as I can wait until dawn, the Ghost King will be dead. As a ghost, he is most afraid of the sun. This is the Butterfly Ninja's greatest confidence in destroying the Ghost King. Her strength has reached 3 stars, and she has the strength to compete with the Ghost King. But she didn't know whether she could destroy the Ghost King. But she is absolutely confident in holding the Ghost King back. Therefore, as long as she waits until dawn and waits for the sun to appear, it will be her victory. Even the Ghost King is afraid of the sun. When the sun appears, it will be the death of the Ghost King. Duan Mu. I see, it is indeed a good idea. Duan Mu. But from dusk to dawn, this is a protracted battle, and the physical exertion is very serious. Butterfly Ninja. Don't worry about this, I'm still very confident in my physical strength. Butterfly Ninja. And with the improvement of my strength, my physical strength has also been greatly improved. It is not a problem to delay it all night. Subai. Then the question is, how are you going to have a decisive battle with those ghosts? 217. Butterfly Ninja. This. Subai's in one sentence. Butterfly Nin was silenced. She only focused on launching a decisive battle against the ghost after her strength reached the standard. But I never thought about how to initiate a decisive battle. It's impossible to just call the Ghost King and those ghosts out on the street. Moreover, it is not easy to find the base camp of the Ghost King. Correct. She doesn't know where the Ghost King's base camp is, but Brother Subai definitely knows. Butterfly Ninja. Brother Subai, can you tell me where the base camp of the Ghost King is? Brother Subai, you must know. Subai. I do know, but you can't get in. The base camp of the Ghost King Wu Mei is naturally the Infinite City. It's just that this Infinite City does not exist in reality, and not everyone can go there after knowing the location. Infinite City is a castle in a different space where the Ghost King Wu Mei lives. To go to Infinite City, except for the Ghost King Wuhan, you can come and go freely. Others, even those ghosts, need to be led into Infinite City by Naru, the maid of Ghost King Muzan. Therefore, they can't enter Infinite City just by relying on butterfly tolerance. Butterfly Ninja. What should I do? I'm already ready. Is it possible that I won't be able to complete my mission? Butterfly Ninja was very disappointed, and she was already ready for a decisive battle with those ghosts. But now, how to fight those ghosts has become the biggest problem. Subai. There are no ways. Butterfly Ninja. Please give me some advice from Brother Subai. Subai. The biggest wish of Ghost King Wuhan is not to be afraid of the sun and to be able to move even during the day. Subai. There must be a member of your Demon Slayer squad named Tanjiro. Butterfly Ninja. Well, he is a new member of the Demon Slayer squad. His sister is also a ghost, but she won't hurt anyone. Subai. That's right, as long as you release the news that Tanjiro's sister is not afraid of the sun, and it reaches the ears of the Ghost King, he will definitely come to arrest Tanjiro's sister. Subai. But it's not easy to do this. You need to deal with a higher level ghost first, such as the Winding Ghost, and then you need to be in front of him and let him see that Nezuko is not afraid of the sun. Subai. In this way he will believe that Nezuko is not afraid of the sun, and then pass this news to Ghost King Wumei, and Ghost King Wumei will believe it. Garp. Indeed, if it were spread like this, Ghost King Wuhan might not believe it. Garp. Unless his subordinates, and trustworthy subordinates, see it with their own eyes. Chapter 53. Use Miduzi as bait to lure the Ghost King to take the bait. Butterfly Ninja. But Nezuko is still afraid of the sun. How can we make her not afraid of the sun? Subai. How do you know she is afraid of the sun? Butterfly Ninja. Because her brother has kept her away from the sun and kept her in a box behind him. Subai. Actually, Nezuko is not afraid of the sun. When she is exposed to the sun, she will be damaged by the sun first and get severely burned. Subai. But soon, her injuries will be fully recovered, and she will even regain her ability to speak. If you want to ask why, it can only be said that Nezuko has a special physique. Moreover, who made her the protagonist's sister? The Ghost King Wu Pei spent thousands of years but still could not overcome sunshine. But after Nezuko became a ghost, she was not afraid of the sun. I can only say that the Ghost King is not miserable, but it is still a bit miserable. Subai. It's just that it's up to you to figure out whether Tanjiro is willing to let his sister take risks. Butterfly Ninja. I know, I will find a way to deal with this. The Butterfly Ninja is well aware of the feelings between Tanjiro and his sister. It's not an easy thing to take risks with his sister. Of course, this is not a risk for her, because this is what Brother Subai said, and what Brother Subai said must be correct. If Nezuko is not afraid of the sun, that means she is not afraid of the sun. But will Tanjiro trust Tsubai as much as she does? For Tanjiro, this is risking his sister. If he's not careful, his sister will die. Tanjiro probably wouldn't be willing, but she will definitely find a way to get Tanjiro to agree. Butterfly Ninja. What happens when the Ghost King knows that Nezuko is not afraid of the sun? Tsubai. After he knows that he is not afraid, he will definitely come to catch Nezuko. Tsubai. So, you can put Nezuko in the headquarters of your Demon Slayer squad, which is Uyashiki Yaoya's house. Tsubai. When the time comes and I see how well you Demon Slayers protect Nezuko, in order to successfully obtain Nezuko, the Ghost King will send you into the Infinite City. Tsubai. Firstly, he can get Nezuko more easily, and secondly, he can also eliminate all you members of the Demon Slayer squad. What? How did Tsubai know this? Because that's how it developed in the original work. However, in the original work, the Demon Slayer squad was forced to go to war with the Demon King. But now, they are the ones taking the initiative to start a war with the Ghost King. Butterfly Ninja. It's indeed a good idea. Thank you brother Tsubai for your advice. Garp. But little sister Butterfly Ninja, when you let the Ghost King know that little sister Nezuko is not afraid of the sun, you must act more like her. Diya. Mr. Garp is right. I think that Ghost King must be a smart man. If you deliberately expose Nezuko's lack of fear of sunlight in front of his subordinates. Diya. Then I think even if that subordinate passes the news back, the Ghost King will not believe it. Butterfly Ninja. Indeed, how to act more realistically is indeed a problem. Tsubai. This is also very simple. There is no such problem in the original work, because it was not acted at all. But Nezuko really wanted to sacrifice herself, but found that she was not afraid of the sun and even regained the ability to speak. The special physique is simply terrifying, but now that the Demon Slayer squad is fully capable, the tragic scenes in the original work will not appear. Then you need to act. Tsubai. You can first find a ghost at the upper level, and then send Tanjiro and Nezuko over to fight him. Tsubai. I don't know how strong they are now, but I think it's still difficult for them to deal with Shangshan level ghosts. Butterfly Ninja. So their hard fight is real, and the other strong members of the Demon Slayer Corps are hiding in the dark. Tsubai. In order to prevent them from having any problems, you can send a strong man to fight with them, but you have to hide your own strength and deliberately fight the ghosts hard. Tsubai. And Tanjiro and Nezuko also need to know about this matter, otherwise they will feel that you are taking advantage of them and have a problem with you. That would be bad. Butterfly Ninja. So that's it. After a hard fight, we still couldn't take down that ghost, and it took until the sun rose. Butterfly Ninja. As a result, Tanjiro did not put his sister in the box in time, leaving Nezuko exposed to the sun as a result. In front of the ghost, she showed that she is not afraid of the sun. Butterfly Ninja is not a fool. Tsubai has already said this, and she immediately reacted to what to do next. Tsubai. Yeah. In the original work, it is because Tanjiro hesitates between saving Nezuko and saving ordinary people. Nezuko deliberately wanted to sacrifice herself in order not to embarrass Tanjiro. But now, the Demon Slayer Corps clearly has the strength to prevent ordinary people from being put in danger. The members of the Demon Slayer Corps can act because they have the ability. But ordinary people don't. When the time comes, if there is any problem with ordinary people, it will be the responsibility of the Demon Slayer squad. So it would be better to deliberately pretend that Tanjiro was too late to take Nezuko back, or that he was exhausted after a hard fight and had no strength to put Nezuko into the box. It's all reasonable anyway. Butterfly Ninja. So the question now is, how to find a wind-level ghost. Ordinary ghosts can't contact the Ghost King at all, and they have to be a string-level ghost. Tsubai. You have killed a lot of ghosts during this period, right? Are there any ghosts at the upper level? Butterfly Ninja. In addition to the Tungmo you solved, brother Tsubai, we did also solve a few string-level ghosts, but not many. Tsubai. If that's the case, then you can try your luck at the knife-forging village. Maybe you can meet a winding-level ghost. Butterfly Ninja. The sword-forging village? I understand. After exiting the chat group, Butterfly Ninja called all the members of the Demon Slayer team over. I contacted the god brother just now, and he gave me some pointers on how to eliminate those ghosts. After hearing what Butterfly Ninja said, the members of the siege team were very excited. Because in this way, they can finally eliminate all the ghosts. Moreover, this is the guidance of that god. How could it be wrong? Now who of them doesn't know that the leader of that magical place called the chat group that Butterfly Ninja joined is a supreme and powerful god? It's just that this method requires someone's help. The Butterfly Ninja said while looking at Tanjiro and Nezuko. Mainly Nezuko, who was in the box behind Tanjiro. Nezuko can be said to be a key figure in this plan. Tanjiro was very nervous when he saw the Butterfly Ninja looking at him. I don't know why this Butterfly Ninja is looking at me. Could it be that he needs his help? But for such a big operation to eliminate ghosts, he could only eliminate a few ghosts at most. This is the greatest help he can do. Don't be nervous, I want to ask you a favor. The Butterfly Ninja walked up to Tanjiro and smiled at him. In his mind, he was thinking about how to convince Tanjiro to use his sister as bait. She doesn't engage in moral kidnapping, so she needs to give a reason that can convince Kojiro. What? What happened? Tanjiro became even more nervous. It seemed like there was some important task to be entrusted to him. Here's the thing. Butterfly Ninja told her the method Tsubai pointed out to her. So, if we want to enter the Infinite City where the Ghost King is, we need to let the Ghost King take us in. But the Ghost King will not take us in for no reason. If we declare war on the ghosts so stupidly, they may become suspicious. So, we need to deliberately expose the fact that Nezuko is not afraid of the sun to other ghosts, and let them spread the news to the Ghost King. In this case, he will take us into Infinite City in order to get Nezuko. Then it will be time for us to completely eliminate the ghosts. It's just that without Nezuko's help, this plan will not come true. There is no way. Who makes Nezuko have a special physique and is the only ghost who is not exposed to the sun? What? Do you want to take risks with Nezuko? After hearing what the Butterfly Ninja said, Tanjiro quickly protected the box behind him, or rather Nezuko in the box. In his opinion, this is risking his sister. This is not a risk. The god said that Nezuko is not afraid of the sun. She will indeed be damaged by the sun at first, but she will soon recover from her injuries and regain her ability to speak. Butterfly Ninja has great trust in Tsubai, so she firmly believes that what Tsubai said is correct. But the question is, does Tanjiro believe the same? You know, in his opinion, this is taking a risk on his sister. Even if he had great trust in brother Tsubai before. But at this moment, there will be some wavering. Butterfly Ninja's guess was correct. Tanjiro was indeed shaken. Originally, after experiencing the magic of god-level breathing techniques and god-level cooking skills, he also developed a feeling of worship for that god, and followed his words as if they were divine decrees. But now, his feelings are wavering. Because even if the god said it, he didn't want to take risks with his sister. If something unexpected happened, his sister would be dead. Seeing Tanjiro's hesitation, Butterfly Ninja and others didn't say anything. They had no morals to kidnap Tanjiro, saying that this was a good opportunity to kill all the ghosts and that you should risk your sister. They will not do this kind of behavior of standing and talking without pain in their backs. We can only wait and see if Tanjiro will agree. If they don't agree, they can only think of other ways. For example, just spread the news that Nezuko is not afraid of sunlight? Tanjiro wouldn't refuse. What he hesitated was to really expose Nezuko to the sun, rather than letting ghosts know that Nezuko was not afraid of the sun. After all, with the current strength of their Demon Slayer team, even the Demon King would dispatch all his demons. They are not afraid, but if it is just spread like this, there is no evidence and the credibility is not high, so the Ghost King may not believe it. It would even make the Ghost King wary of them. After all, what do they want to do when they suddenly spread such news? But if Tanjiro is unwilling, then they can't force him. Even in order not to bring a sense of oppression to Tanjiro, they did not look at Tanjiro, in case Tanjiro misunderstood that they were forcing him. Even the Butterfly Ninja did not continue to say anything, but said, "Please think about it carefully and plan to leave." But that's about it. The box behind Tanjiro suddenly moved. A cute little head was exposed, with a piece of bamboo in its mouth. Then, Nezuko climbed out of the box, stood in front of Tanjiro, pulled Tanjiro's sleeves, and looked at Tanjiro with a pair of bright eyes. Nezuko. Tanjiro knew what his sister meant, and she was willing to take the risk. But he was still a little worried about what to do if an accident occurred. It can be said that opportunities and risks coexist in this matter. If it succeeds, then Nezuko won't have to be afraid of the sun, and she won't have to hold an umbrella or stay in her box anymore. And the ability to speak can be restored, but if it fails, Nezuko will definitely die. But how many people can make up their mind to gamble with their relatives? Good luck. Nezuko pulled Tanjiro's sleeve again, babbling something in his mouth. The general meaning is, brother, I am willing to take risks, I am willing to make a contribution to destroy ghosts, and so on. Tanjiro clenched his fists, feeling extremely conflicted inside. But after seeing his sister's firm expression and eyes, he unclenched his fist. I understand, Nezuko, then let's put our hope in that god. In the end, Tanjiro agreed. Because this is the decision made by his sister, even if he is a high-ranking person, it is not easy for him to interfere. Now I can only hope that the god is right. Nezuko is really not afraid of the sun after being exposed to the sun. Not only was she fine, but she also regained her ability to speak. Senior Butterfly Ninja, Nezuko agreed to this plan, so I agree too. Hearing Tanjiro's words, Butterfly Ninja and other Demon Slayer members also had smiles on their faces. Tanjiro, don't worry. These are the instructions given to us by the god, and they are definitely not wrong. Yes, after this time, Nezuko no longer has to be afraid of the sun, and can speak and call you brother again. And, we can finally avenge those killed by ghosts. The other members of the Demon Slayer squad said with a smile. It seemed like I saw the scene where they destroyed all the ghosts. Seeing this scene, Tanjiro couldn't help but smile. One thing he did look forward to at noon. That means Nezuko can call him brother again. He hadn't heard it in a long time. I can only hope that this time the plan goes well. Lord God, please protect us. Tanjiro worshipped Tsubai in his heart, hoping that what Tsubai said would come true. Chapter 54 Everything is ready. Tonight, destroy ghosts. In that case, Tanjiro, take Nezuko with you to the sword forging village. Ganlu Temple, you go with them. When the ghost of wind appears, you can hold him until the sun rises, and then show Nezuko's characteristic of not being afraid of the sun in front of him. Yubayashiki Yoya said to Tanjiro, Nezuko and Kanroji. Yes. As for the butterfly ninja, you should go there and hide aside in case something unexpected happens. I see. Butterfly ninja nodded, and she would do the same without the leader having to say anything. She is now the most powerful member of the Demon Slayer squad. With her holding the battle, Tanjiro and the others will not be in danger. Even if the Ghost King comes in person, there will be no problem. Afterwards, the three of them set off for the sword forging village, and the other members of the Demon Slayer team also left first. It would be bad if the Ghost King knew in advance that they were all gathered together and became suspicious, causing the plan to fail. When the Ghost King knew that Nezuko was not afraid of the sun, wouldn't it be more natural for them to gather together to protect Nezuko? The sword forging village is a village where Nichiren swords are forged for members of the Demon Slayer Corps. In the original work, Tanjiro and Nezuko were here to forge new swords, and they never thought they would encounter the Hantengu who was on the string. But this time, they came specifically to encounter the Ghost of Winding. But they can't be so obvious, so they still use the guise of building a new Nichiren sword. After arriving at the knife forging village, he pretended to be looking for the knife forger. At this time, the half-tenuous dog on the fourth day of the string also came to the knife forging village. The reason why he came to the sword forging village was because he got some information, so he came to the sword forging village to check the situation. But what he didn't expect was that there was an unexpected gain. Oh, there are actually 3 members of the Demon Slayer Corps here? It just so happens that the Demon Slayer Corps has killed a lot of us ghosts during this period, so I will also kill these members of the Demon Slayer Corps and collect some interest. During this period, the Demon Slayer squad killed a lot of ghosts. Even 3 ghosts at the winding level died. There's even a child's grinding of the second string. This also made the Ghost King Wumei very disappointed in these unscrupulous ghosts. It just so happened that he met a few members of the Demon Slayer Corps, so let's collect some interest. 913 Hantengu sneaked close to Tanjiro and others, but what he didn't notice was that there was a gaze staring at him in the dark. Brother Tsubai is indeed right, there really is a wind-level ghost here. The winding of the string, the half-tenuous dog. The owner of this gaze is naturally the butterfly ninja hiding in the dark. The Demon Slayer squad was very familiar with upper-level ghosts, so she recognized them right away. Butterfly ninja. At group leader Tsubai, brother Tsubai, as expected, a wind-level ghost appeared in the knife forging village. Tsubai. Oh, which ghost is it? Is it a half-day dog? Butterfly ninja. Brother Tsubai is right, it's the string of 4, half-day dog. Tsubai. Now that he has appeared, you can start acting according to the plan. Tsubai remembered that in the original work, it seemed that Bantengu also appeared in the sword forging village, and caused Tanjiro and the others to get into a hard fight before killing him. Unexpectedly, it will be the same this time. It seems that Banshin Go really had a conflict with the knife forging village, and he will die in the knife forging village this time. But the difference is that in the original work, Tanjiro and the others were really locked in a bitter fight with him until the sun rose. But this time, Tanjiro and the others were going to act out with him, pretending to be in a hard fight. At this time, Kanroji Mitsuri also felt the appearance of Hantengu. After her strength improved a lot, her perception also improved a lot. She quickly gestured to Tanjiro and Nezuko beside her. The protagonist has appeared, and it's time for the show to begin. The 3 of them turned around and saw Banshin Dog appearing behind them, looking at them with a sneer. Then, a big battle began. The butterfly ninja hid aside to hold down the formation, while Tanjiro, Nezuko and Kanroji Mitsuri launched a fierce attack on the Hantengu. Of course, their attacks suppressed their strength. After all, they are already very strong now, but Tanjiro and Nezuko may not be strong enough. But as one of the 9 pillars of the Demon Slayer squad, Mitsuri Kanroji is already very powerful. With the help of god-level breathing techniques and the dishes prepared by Butterfly Ninja using god-level cooking skills, her strength has been greatly improved. Now there is no problem even if she is allowed to deal with the upper-level ghost one-on-one. So she had to suppress her strength and pretend to be in a tough fight. It's still some time before the sun rises, so we have to keep putting it off. The 3 suppressed their strength and fought with the half-tengu, and soon fell into a bitter battle. But no matter how hard they fought, Bantengu couldn't defeat them. Of course, Hantengu was not surprised. The people of the Demon Slayer squad were just so difficult to deal with. If the Demon Slayer squad was easy to deal with, they would have completely eliminated the Demon Slayer squad long ago. But this battle will definitely be his victory. In order to make Kujan look more like him, Mitsuri Kanroji even pretended to be injured by the attack of Hantengu. Tanjiro and Nezuko gritted their teeth and persisted, as if they had tried their best. This also made the butterfly ninja who was staying in the dark sigh. The acting skills of these 3 guys are really good. If it were her, she wouldn't be able to act so realistically. Time passed bit by bit, and Kanroji Mitsuri and the others became more difficult than Hantengu imagined. They even used desperate tactics, causing him a lot of damage. The few ghosts he split have all been killed. However, the 3 members of the Demon Slayer team opposite were in very poor condition at this time. Death is not far away. At this time, the sun has gradually risen, and the sun will soon shine on the earth. Bantengu knew that he couldn't drag it out any longer. Even if he continued, he would definitely be able to kill the 3 members of the Demon Slayer squad. But he himself will be killed by sunlight, so he wants to escape. Seeing Hantengu trying to run away, Nezuko suddenly appeared and wanted to hold Hantengu back. "You guy, do you want to die with me?" Seeing Nezuko's determined expression, the dog knew what she meant. She wanted to hold her back and get to the bottom of it together with her. As a top-level ghost, he naturally couldn't die here like this. "So I want to defeat Nezuko and escape." But at this time, Tanjiro and Kanroji Mitsuri also took action, dragging the scarred body and trying their best to hold Hantengu back. Thanks to the efforts of the 3 people, the sun finally rose and the sunlight fell on the ground. And the first person to be illuminated by the sun is Nezuko. Seeing the sun shining on Nezuko, Tanjiro looked very worried and nervous. If Hantengu saw Tanjiro's expression at this time, he might wonder why Tanjiro showed a nervous expression. But his attention was not on Tanjiro at this time, because in his opinion, Nezuko had already been illuminated by the sun. "Then it will be your turn next." The sun shone on Nezuko, and soon, Nezuko was severely burned all over her body, and it looked like she was about to be wiped out. At this time, Tanjiro's inner tension and worry had reached its peak. Because according to what the god said, Nezuko would be seriously injured when she was first exposed to the sun. But it will recover soon. Now, Nezuko has been seriously injured. Whether she can recover depends on what happens next. Tanjiro looked at the minister, who was very nervous, uneasy, worried, and somewhat expectant. Nezuko, who was originally seriously injured, started to gradually recover from her injuries. Soon, all her injuries recovered, and the sun shone on her, but it had no effect on her. It's as if she is a human being, not a ghost. How is this possible? A ghost who is not afraid of the sun. Seeing this scene, Go-na screamed in shock for a long time. There are actually ghosts who are not afraid of the sun. How is this possible? You know, even the Ghost King Wuhan-sama is afraid of the sun. But soon, Banshin-go thought that for so many years, Ghost King Wume had been looking for ways not to be afraid of the sun. He can't live anymore, but before he dies, he must tell Master Muzan that Nezuko is not afraid of the sun. At this time, the sun has already shined on Hantengu, and Hantengu has also passed on the news that Nezuko is not afraid of the sun to the Ghost King Wume. Ha 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 ha. Ghosts who are not afraid of the sun, Lord Wuhan already knows about this. You guys, just wait for Lord Wuhan to come. You will feel what true despair is. The next moment, under the sunlight, Banshin Dog's entire body was completely wiped out. Elder brother. Nezuko, who had recovered her ability to speak, called out brother again. This made Tanjiro burst into tears. How long has it been? How long has it been since you heard your sister call you brother? He hasn't heard anything from his sister since she turned into a ghost. He didn't expect that he could actually hear it again. What the god said is true. Not only is my sister not afraid of the sun, but she has also recovered her ability to speak. Thank you, Lord God. At this moment, Tanjiro's admiration for Subai has reached its peak. The plan has been successful. Before he died, Bantengu passed the news that Nezuko was not afraid of the sun to the Ghost King Wume. I think he's definitely going to do something. Butterfly Nin came over and said. Before Banshin-go died, he was still happy that he had sent the news back. But what he doesn't know is that this is what they expect. The Ghost King has always wanted to defeat Sunshine. After he knows the news, he will definitely take action soon. Tonight is the time for the final battle. The Butterfly Ninja knew very well that after Wang Wuxian learned about Ji Duzi's lack of fear of the sun, action will definitely be taken soon. He will take action tonight. If it weren't for his fear of the sun, he would have taken action immediately after receiving the news about the dog. In other words, tonight is the final battle between them and the Ghost King. Returning to Yubayashiki Yoya's mansion, the Butterfly Ninja told others about the success of the plan. This made the others very happy. The plan is successful. Ghost King Wume will take action tonight. After tonight, it will be the victory of their Demon Slayer team. Even the leader of the Demon Slayer squad, Yubayashiki Yoshia, was very excited. Killing the Ghost King Muzan has been the mission of the Yubayashiki family for generations. But for thousands of years the Ghost King Wume has never been killed, and he has been entangled for thousands of years. But tonight, this 1,000-year-old struggle will finally come to an end. But don't let your guard down yet. This is the most critical time and the time when problems are most likely to occur. But don't fall short. Yubayashiki Yoya gathered all the members of the Demon Slayer Corps near his mansion. Although the strength of the Demon Slayer team has greatly increased now, we still cannot relax our vigilance in the final battle with the ghosts. All members must be gathered together to destroy all the ghosts. On the other side, Ghost King Wume also received news from Banshin Dog. He was very excited after learning that Nezuko, who he turned into a ghost, was not afraid of the sun. This news was witnessed by Han Tianhu with his own eyes, and it came out before the other party died. So there is no need to doubt the credibility. After waiting for thousands of years, he can finally overcome the sunshine. Next, as long as he catches Nezuko and studies the opponent's situation, he can overcome Yang. But the Demon Slayers wouldn't let him catch Nezuko so easily. So before that, the Demon Slayer squad must be eliminated first. Because many of the ghosts under his command were killed, including many at the top level. Therefore, the Ghost King Wu Mei turned his attendant Ming'an and several other ghosts into ghosts. Moreover, through Nezuko's vampire technique, she also learned the location of the Demon Slayer headquarters, the residence of Yubayashiki Yoya. They also knew the locations of the various members of the Demon Slayer squad. They were already gathered at Yubayashiki Yoya's mansion. You want to protect Nezuko? It's useless. Nezuko, I am bound to win. The Demon King Muzan knew why the members of the Demon Slayer Corps gathered together. It must be to protect Nezuko. In other words, Nezuko is in Yubayashiki Yoya's mansion. Moreover, the members of the Demon Slayer squad were gathered together, which really saved him a lot of effort. The Demon King Muzan told Narum that after he goes to the Demon Slayer headquarters, he and the surrounding Demon Slayer members will be beaten into Mugen City. If you fight outside, it would be bad if something unexpected happens. And under the protection of so many members of the Demon Slayer Corps, he may not be able to successfully catch Nezuko. But in his home base of Infinite City, he has the final say. Not only can he easily kill all the Demon Slayer members, but he can also easily capture Nezuko. After giving orders to Naru, the Ghost King Wuhan gathered all his ghosts into Infinite City. In this battle, we not only need to capture Nezuko, but we also need to completely eliminate the Demon Slayer squad, a disgusting organization. Therefore, you must be well prepared. Everything was ready, and at night, the Ghost King Wu Mei went to the headquarters of the Demon Slayer team. At this time, in Yubayashiki Yaoya's mansion, the Demon Slayer team, headed by Butterfly Ninja, is also ready. Tonight, destroy ghosts. Chapter 55. The Ghost King is confused. Where are all my subordinates? Butterfly Ninja. Our Demon Slayer squad is now ready and waiting for the arrival of the Demon King Muzan. Butterfly Ninja. I believe that the Ghost King Wu Mei must be the same. He has gathered a large number of ghosts into Infinite City and is fully prepared. Garp. The final battle has finally arrived. How about it, little sister Butterfly Ninja, are you nervous? Butterfly Ninja. It's impossible to say I'm not nervous, but I'm confident that I can destroy all ghosts, including the Ghost King Muzan. The Butterfly Ninja was indeed a little nervous at this time. After all, this is the final battle with ghosts. No matter how prepared you are, it is impossible to say that you are not nervous at all. But she has confidence in herself and the Demon Slayers. The strength of both her and the Demon Slayers has improved so much. If this can't eliminate those ghosts, then just buy a piece of tofu and kill them. The Ghost Slayer squad and the Ghost King Wu Mei have been entangled for thousands of years, and no one can win over the other. But now, the strength of the Demon Slayer squad is different if they can't defeat those ghosts. Are those ghosts a little too strong? If they were really that powerful, those ghosts would have wiped out the Demon Slayer squad long ago. Therefore, those ghosts are not that strong. In front of the current Demon Slayer squad, they will definitely be completely wiped out. But before the decisive battle begins, I still have to say something to the other members of the Demon Slayer squad. Everyone, the final battle between us and the ghosts is about to begin. Although this is a decisive battle, I don't want any of you to die. Originally, Butterfly Ninja wanted to say that he didn't want any casualties. But after thinking about it, it seemed a bit difficult to avoid getting hurt, so I changed it to death. Injury is okay, but death is not. And with the current strength of the Demon Slayer Corps, as long as they are careful and don't underestimate the enemy, there should be no problem if they are guaranteed to survive. If you see that you can't deal with the opponent, then try to hold the opponent back until others come to support you. The members of the Demon Slayer squad have different strengths, some are relatively strong, and some have not yet grown up. So when dealing with ghosts, some people will definitely have a hard time fighting, while some people will win more easily. So, those who win can help those who are struggling. This ensures that no deaths will occur. Others nodded at Butterfly Ninja's words. If it were before, they would definitely think that Butterfly Ninja was joking. Which battle with ghosts resulted in no casualties? I don't know how many members of these people who fought with ghosts died. Moreover, those ghosts are very difficult to deal with. The members of the Demon Slayer team are basically fighting for their lives. But it's different now. Now with the help of God-level breathing techniques and God-level cooking skills. The strength of the Demon Slayer squad has improved to a higher level than before. With their current strength, even if they cannot kill those ghosts, they can at least guarantee that they will not be killed by ghosts. Of course, if there is a huge mistake of underestimating the enemy, there is nothing you can do. But after fighting ghosts for so many years, the taboo of underestimating the enemy has long been thrown away by them somewhere. Even if their strength has become stronger now, they will not underestimate their enemies. So they also decided to fight with all their strength. If you find that you are no match for the ghost, try to hold off until others come to help. There is no need to use your own life to cause harm to ghosts like before. By the way, one more thing, that is, if you encounter ghosts that you can defeat easily, you can pretend to be in a hard fight and don't defeat them easily. Otherwise, it would be terrible if Wu Pei saw how easily we could defeat his ghosts, discovered that our strength had greatly improved, and then became vigilant and escaped. The butterfly ninja continued. This was the advice Su Bai's brother gave her, asking them to pretend that they were the ghosts that they had worked very hard to defeat. In this way, the Ghost King Wu Mei will feel that he can easily kill these members of the Demon Slayer squad and appear in front of them. Otherwise, in the Infinite City, Ghost King Wu Mei doesn't want them to find him, and it's really not easy to find him. If the other party escapes, it will be a very troublesome matter. The other members also nodded to express their understanding. Pretending to be in a tough fight, there's nothing wrong with that. When they had to deal with ghosts in the past, they didn't know how many times they were really in a tough fight or even desperate situation. Now it's just acting, it's a piece of cake. As time passed by, the members of the siege team remained vigilant. Suddenly, a figure appeared in the mansion and came to Uyashiki Yoya. The Ghost King Wu Mei appears. He came to kill Ubayashiki Yoya. As the leader of the Demon Slayer squad, if the opponent were to kill him first, it would be a huge blow to the Demon Slayer squad's morale. Ubayashiki Yoya knew about the arrival of the Ghost King, and he was not afraid at all when facing the Ghost King. As long as he can completely eliminate the Ghost King Wuhan, he is willing to sacrifice himself. What's more, the current Demon Slayer team has greatly increased in strength, and the strongest one is Butterfly Ninja. Today's Demon Slayer team no longer has to use the lives of its members to kill ghosts like in the past. The current Demon Slayer team has enough strength to compete with ghosts head-on. And it can also destroy ghosts. Are you here to kill me? I'm not afraid of death, and my death will also boost the morale of the Demon Slayer squad to the highest level. Ubayashiki Yoshia said to the Ghost King Muzan, have you finished speaking? Ghost King Wuhan raised his hand, ready to kill Sanzai. But at this moment, many figures rushed in. It was the members of the Demon Slayer Corps headed by Butterfly Ninja. They have been waiting for a long time. Seeing this scene, Ghost King Muzan also gave up on killing Ubayashiki Yoya. Let Narum drive him and all the surrounding Demon Slayer members into the Infinite City. This is his plan. As long as they arrive in Infinite City, these members of the Demon Slayer squad are like fish on a chopping board, ready to be slaughtered by him. Butterfly Ninja and others only felt that the scene around them had changed, and then they came to a strange place. The members of the Demon Slayer Corps were scattered throughout Mugen City, but they did not panic at all, but wore excited smiles. Their plan worked. They came to Infinite City. If they were left to search by themselves, they would probably never find it in their lifetime. And even if you find it, you can't get in. Now, Ghost King Wu Mei took the initiative to take them into Infinite City. Tonight, they are going to wipe out all the ghosts in Infinite City. It's not just the members of the Demon Slayer Corps who are scattered throughout Mugen City. The ghosts under Ghost King Wu Kei are also scattered in various places. Some found members of the Demon Slayer Corps on their own initiative, while others found them on their own initiative. For a time, fighting broke out all over Infinite City. Fortunately, those ordinary ghosts were dealing with ordinary members of the Demon Slayer squad. Those ghosts who are on the string are facing the masters of the pillar level among the Demon Slayer team, or they are the best among the ordinary members and have the potential to become pillar members. For example, the newly promoted Lu Huiwi faced his fellow junior, Zenitsu Gazuma. This is not a coincidence, but Du Yue took the initiative to find Zenitsu, wanting to have a duel between fellow disciples. Moreover, after turning into a ghost, Yu Yu's strength increased greatly. He was very confident in his own strength and felt that he could definitely kill his fellow disciples. It won't happen that they are all taught by the same master and can't break the moves. After my wife Zenitsu saw Monkey Peak, she also chose to split with him because he had turned into a ghost. Han Yue, you have become a ghost and are no longer my senior brother. The next moment, the showdown between fellow students officially begins. After becoming a ghost, and also on the land of Shangxian, Zhou Yu's strength became a lot stronger. But after Zenitsu, my wife, practiced the god-level breathing method and ate a lot of dishes prepared by the Butterfly Ninja with god-level cooking skills. The increased strength can be said to be even more terrifying. He was originally a genius and had the ability to become a pillar. Now under the training of Butterfly Ninja, his strength is much stronger than before. Facing Wei Yu, who had always been stronger than him, he no longer felt fear or panic in his heart. Some are just relaxed and angry at the other person for betraying humanity. Of course, he has not forgotten what Butterfly Ninja said before. Even if you are much stronger than the opponent, you can't easily defeat the opponent. You have to pretend to be in a hard fight. Don't you attack first, then I won't be polite? Seeing my wife Zenitsu just standing there without making a move, Yu Yu couldn't help it anymore. He was originally a member of the Demon Slayer squad and a practitioner of the thunder breathing technique. He wanted to see my wife Zenitsu die tragically like his master. Faced with Yu Yu's attack, Zenitsu could have easily resisted and dodged. Zero please ask for flowers, but in order to pretend to be in a tough fight, he deliberately resisted with great difficulty, and was even hit by Zhou Yu's attack. However, he still pretended to grit his teeth and seize an opportunity, using his own move, 7 types, Fire Thunder God, to decapitate Yu with one move. Originally, with Zenitsu's strength, it was enough to kill EQIU even without using this most skillful move. But he had already thought about it. When facing Yu, he would use his own moves to kill him. Even if he doesn't hide his strength, he will use this strongest move to finally put an end to the friendship between him and Aoi. Yu became the first Shangxian ghost to die after the decisive battle, but he was definitely not the last. In addition to Narunu, the other winding ghosts were also dealt with. Tanjiro and Mizahagi Tomioka faced off against the doghouse of the 3rd generation. 2 against 1, and it's Tanjiro, the protagonist, and a pillar-level strongman. Although Yuazo was the 3rd one on the string, they were still eliminated with the joint efforts of the two. The new Shangxian 2 faced off against the Butterfly Ninja. Because Tong Mo was the last Umatsu number 2, the Butterfly Ninja had no favorable impression of Umatsu number 2 at all. Even more disgusting than other ghosts, therefore, Shangxian number 2 is also the one who died the most miserably among the Shangxian ghosts who died. The Butterfly Ninja beat him to the point where nothing was left. And Kasumi Hashira Tokido Muichiro and Immortal Kawaganya are fighting against the strongest Yuge no Oni, the Yuge no One's Black Death. Immortal Kawaganya's strength has not yet grown up, and he is a little overwhelmed to deal with the ghosts of the upper string, especially the Black Death Mo of the 1st string. He didn't even need to pretend he was in a tough fight. Because he was really in a hard fight, he simply can't get involved in the fight between Tokitoru Muichiro and Heishimu. But Muichiro Tokido is powerful enough to compete with Black Death Mo. However, as the strongest Shangxian ghost, Heishimu's strength is not comparable to that of other Shangxian ghosts. Although Muichiro Tokito's strength has been greatly improved, he can only compete with the Black Death Mo. He didn't need to act at all, but really used all his strength to fight Heishimu. Coupled with the presence of Genya Immortal Kawa, Tokido Muichiro was suddenly at a disadvantage. He was really in a tough fight, he wasn't acting. But he didn't feel panic at all. It is not easy for Heishimu to defeat him. As long as he holds on, someone will come to help. Sure enough, after delaying for a while, 2 figures appeared on the battlefield. And he is still the Wind Pillar Immortal Kawa Sanea, who is strong enough to be among the best among the 9 pillars. And the strongest pillar, the Rock Pillar, mourns the island and wanders in the dark. With the participation of 2 top powerhouses in the battle, the Black Death Army was instantly at a disadvantage. In the end, under the siege of the 3 pillars, the strongest ghost, Hei, died and was completely eliminated. And the only one left on the string, Mingnu, also met Mitsuri, the Koizukenroji, and Iguro Kobanai, the Snake Pillar. Facing the 2 pillars, the newly promoted Ghost Ming Girl is no match at all. Although Naruto controls Mugen City, this brings some trouble to the 2 pillars. But it's just some trouble. In front of the 2 pillars whose strength has greatly increased, she can't make any waves. However, Naru was not killed, but was controlled by Yushiro. Because once Naruto is killed, Mugen City will collapse. By then the entire Demon Slayer squad will be buried, which would be bad. Therefore, Yushiro controlled Naruto to make Mugen City emerge from the surface and come to the ground. Then, he killed Naruto again. Because of Naruto's death, Mugen City began to collapse. At this time, the members of the Demon Slayer squad had already eliminated all the ghosts except the Ghost King Muzan. Seeing the collapse of Infinite City, they quickly left Infinite City. The Ghost King Wu Mei also left Infinite City. When he saw all the members of the Demon Slayer squad appearing in front of him, the entire demon was stunned. Where are all his subordinates? Why are there none left? Moreover, although these members of the Demon Slayer squad are all scarred. But why didn't he die? Does that mean that the Demon Slayer squad used a 0 death record to wipe out all the demons under him? Are you sure this isn't a joke? He was also observing the battle situation before? But what he saw was that the members of the Demon Slayer Corps were in a hard fight one by one. With the ghosts' resilience and vitality, it should be possible to kill them. How come now, the situation is reversed? Chapter 56. From now on, there will be no evil ghosts in the world. Wushin, are you stupid? All of your men have been killed. Seeing the confused expression of Ghost King Muzan, Yubayashiki Yoya said with a smile. He was very close to Wu Kai before, so he naturally entered the Infinite City. However, he did not participate in the battle, and there were other members of the Demon Slayer Corps protecting him, so he was not harmed. Now seeing Ghost King Wuhan's confused expression, he was very happy. All the other evil ghosts have been eliminated, and now only the Ghost King Wu Mei is left. When did your Demon Slayer squad become so powerful? Ghost King Wuhan was a little unbelievable. Although the Demon Slayer squad did kill many of his men before, including several winding ghosts. But he has always believed that the Demon Slayer Corps also suffered a lot of casualties. After all, it has been thousands of years, and the strength of the siege team has not improved very much. Is it possible that the strength can be greatly improved in such a short period of time? But now I see that the Demon Slayers killed all his men without dying. This forced him to believe that the Demon Slayer's strength had indeed improved tremendously. Wushin, this is the moment we have been waiting for. When I really face you, tonight is the day you die. Under the leadership of Butterfly Ninja, several pillars, as well as Tanjiro, Zenitsu Gatama, Inosuke Kubahira, and other young strong men came to Muzan. The remaining ordinary members took Uyashiki Yoshia back and retreated to a safe place. Although they also want to join the war, they also know that their strength cannot compete with the Ghost King Wu Mei, even if they have become stronger. So in order not to worry Butterfly Ren and their 870, they still withdrew from the battlefield and played a role in protecting the leader. At this time, facing the last Ghost King Wuhan, Butterfly Ninja, and several pillars, they no longer need to pretend. They were originally scarred and seemed to have no fighting power, but their fighting power suddenly exploded, and they looked at Ghost King Wu Mei as if nothing was wrong. Seeing this scene, Ghost King Wu Mei also reacted. You're playing me? Yes, in order to prevent you from finding out that something is wrong and running away, we have been acting before. With our strength, it is not difficult to deal with those ghosts under your command, but we still deliberately pretend to be in a tough battle and scarred. The injury was indeed sustained. After all, if you deliberately get into a hard fight, you will definitely be attacked by ghosts. But with their strength, the deadly attacks of the original ghosts are almost like tickling to them, but they will definitely not cause them any trouble. It does look scarred, but it's just a skin injury at most, nothing wrong with it. Actually, the strength of your subordinate Shang Xian Yi is quite good. Muichiro Tokitoru said, if it weren't for the help of the other two pillars, I really wouldn't be able to defeat him. But now, with Xiao Ren leading the way, you can no longer escape. Several pillars, Tanjiro and others surrounded the Ghost King Muzan to prevent him from escaping. The Butterfly Ninja faced the Ghost King Muzan head-on. Everyone else knew very well that the Butterfly Ninja was the main force in this battle. They are just supporting players. Only the Butterfly Ninja has the strength to compete with the Ghost King Muzan. What they have to do is to hold back the Ghost King Wuhan and prevent him from escaping. They can just wait until dawn. You can't kill me. Even if Jigwo Yuanyi didn't kill me back then, you can't kill me. Ghost King Wu Mei knew that it would be impossible not to use all his strength this time. He didn't know what method the Demon Slayer squad used to improve so much strength in such a short period of time. But it is still impossible to contend with him and kill him. The others did not act without authorization, they all looked at the Butterfly Ninja. Whenever the Butterfly Ninja takes action, they take action. The Butterfly Ninja looked at the Ghost King Wu Mei and took a deep breath. The only evil ghost left now is the Ghost King Muzan. As long as this Ghost King, the source of evil ghosts, is eliminated, then all evil ghosts will not appear from now on. Therefore, in this battle, we must defeat the Ghost King Wuhan. We must not let him escape. Butterfly Ninja's expression was very firm, and the next moment, she moved. When the Butterfly Ninja took action, other people surrounding the Ghost King Wu Mei also began to take action. They did not rush towards the Ghost King Muzan like the Butterfly Ninja did. Because they knew that with their own strength they would not be a match for Ghost King Wu Mei. If he rushes forward, it would be okay if he is only injured or something. They were afraid that the Ghost King Wu Mei would turn them into ghosts, which would be embarrassing. Therefore, they chose to support Butterfly Ninja from a distance and provide assistance to Butterfly Ninja. And also to prevent the Ghost King Wu Mei from escaping. After reaching the 3-star level, Butterfly Ninja became much stronger. Even though the insect breathing method she used was not a particularly powerful breathing method. But with the blessing of God-level breathing methods in those dishes. Every attack she makes carries great power, and besides the members of the Demon Slayer Corps, there are no other ordinary people around here. She can take action without any worries. Originally, Ghost King Wu Mei didn't take Butterfly Ninja seriously. But after she took action, Ghost King Wuhan discovered that this little girl's strength was so terrifying. It's actually no worse than the original Jigwo Yuanyi, it's even stronger. How is this possible? How can such a thing happen? Ghost King Wu Mei, who was originally full of confidence and always up to his standards, was really panicked this time. He originally thought that no human being could compete with him or defeat him, except for the original Jigwo Onichi. In hundreds of years, he has indeed not encountered any powerful human beings. No matter how powerful a human being is, he can't even get past the ghosts under him, let alone him. And he also knew something about the strength of this Demon Slayer team. It's not the weakest Demon Slayer squad, but it's definitely not the strongest either. But why did a human being more powerful than Jigwo Onichi suddenly appear? How the hell is this done? What happened to the Demon Slayer squad, and how did their strength improve so much? They didn't turn into ghosts, they were still humans. Ghost King Muzan was completely confused. He really couldn't understand why the Demon Slayer team, which had always been weak, became so strong. But he didn't have time to think about it. The Butterfly Ninja's attack had already come to him, and he had no choice but to resist it. The Butterfly Ninja began a fierce battle with the Ghost King Muzan. The strength of Ghost King Wu Mei is not at the same level as that of Shangxian Ghost. Even the most powerful ghost, He Shi, is incomparable to the Ghost King Wu Mei. However, although the Ghost King Muzan is very powerful, the Butterfly Ninja is not weak either. Every attack from Ghost King Wu Mei was blocked by her. Watching the fight between the two, other members of the Demon Slayer squad were also amazed. They didn't expect Ghost King Wu Mei to be so powerful. If it weren't for the Butterfly Ninja, then if they wanted to compete with the Ghost King, or even eliminate the Ghost King, they wouldn't know how much sacrifice they would have to make. But now that they have the Butterfly Ninja, they have the confidence to fight against the Ghost King Wu Mei. Judging from the current battle situation, Butterfly Ninja and Ghost King Muzan are evenly matched and refuse to give in to each other. But that's enough. Butterfly Ninja had already told them before that she might not be able to defeat the Ghost King Wu Mei, but there was no problem in holding him back. In fact, she never thought about relying on her own strength to defeat the Ghost King Wu Mei. After all, the Ghost King Wu Mei is not only the strongest ghost, but also the ghost with the most vitality. He has none of the weaknesses of ordinary ghosts. Even if you behead him, you can't kill him. There is only one way to destroy the Ghost King Wu Pai, and that is to use sunlight. Therefore, the Butterfly Ninja's purpose this time is not to defeat the Ghost King Muzan, but to hold him back. Because other members of the Demon Slayer Corps were supporting them, the Butterfly Ninja quickly gained the upper hand. Although other members of the Demon Slayer team are not the opponents of Demon King Muzan, but their attacks brought trouble to Wu Mei, so there was no problem. With the help of other members of the Demon Slayer squad, the Butterfly Ninja caught a flaw in the Demon King Muzan and beheaded him with a single blow. However, the Ghost King Wuhan has already broken through the boundaries. For ghosts who have not broken through the boundaries, death is certain if their heads are chopped off. But for ghosts who have broken through the boundaries, even if their heads are chopped off, it is not death. The headless body of Ghost King Muzan continued to attack the Butterfly Ninja. And there are other members of the Demon Slayer squad responsible for attacking his head. But no matter how they attack, under the strong vitality and resilience of Ghost King Wuzan, they are still unable to kill Ghost King Wuzan. Ha 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 ha. You can't kill me. No one in this world can kill me. You can't do it, and Ji Guoyuan can't do it either. Although he was at a disadvantage, Ghost King Wu Shen was not laughing out loud. 0. No one can kill him now. Even if his head is cut off, even if his heart is blown out, he will not die. His resilience and vitality have already reached their peak. I never meant to kill you. However, facing the Ghost King Wu Mei's laughter, Butterfly Ninja said calmly. You want to delay it until dawn. Ghost King Muzan realized the Butterfly Ninja's purpose. She had been stalling for time. You're right, I'm just stalling for time. The moment the sun rises, it will be your complete demise. When his purpose was discovered, Butterfly Ninja didn't care at all. Although her strength cannot destroy the Ghost King Wuhan, this was not her purpose. As long as she waits until dawn, her purpose will be accomplished. And she also has this confidence. Although her strength cannot destroy the Ghost King Wuhan, there is still no problem with the means of destroying the Ghost King Wuhan. Another point is that Ghost King Wu Mei said that no one in this world can kill him, which is indeed true. But that's now. When her strength can be raised to 4 stars, then even without the help of sunshine, she can completely eliminate the Ghost King Wu Mei. His vitality and recovery power are indeed very strong, but that doesn't mean he can't be killed. It's just that there is no one in this world who can kill him. If it were people from other worlds, they would not talk about the Supreme Su by Snow Song. Even Mr. Garp can easily beat the Ghost King to the point where you will never be able to recover. When she reaches 4 stars, she will also have such strength. But she couldn't wait any longer. She doesn't know when her strength will reach 4 stars. But since Samsung can hold back the Ghost King Wuhan and let sunshine destroy him, then act quickly. If the Ghost King Wuhan lives for 1 more day, many people may be killed by him and turned into ghosts. Damn it. Knowing the purpose of the Butterfly Ninja, the Ghost King Wuhan wanted to escape. Because he knew very well that if he continued to fight the Butterfly Ninja, it would really drag on until dawn. However, no matter what Ghost King Muzan does, whether he multiplies himself and wants to deal with other members of the Demon Slayer squad, or he tries desperately to escape. He even tried to self-destruct and escape, but was stopped by Butterfly Ninja. Although the opponent can't kill him, there is still no problem in stopping him. Damn it. Damn it. As time passed by, Ghost King Wuhan became more and more anxious. But the more anxious he is, the less he can use his strength. Originally he could barely hold on, but after his mentality collapsed, he no longer had the strength to fight back. Butterfly Ninja continuously attacks the Ghost King Wu Mei, not caring about the loss of his physical strength. 1.3. She will suppress the Ghost King Wu Mei until dawn. Finally, when the first ray of sunlight shone on the ground at dawn, the Butterfly Ninja, including other members of the Demon Slayer team, knew that they had succeeded. The moment Ghost King Wu Mei saw the sun, he knew that he was completely defeated. With an extremely unwilling mood, the Ghost King Wu Mei bathed in the sunshine, and then completely disappeared into ashes. From now on, there will be no more evil spirits in the world. Butterfly Ninja shouted loudly. Her wish was finally fulfilled. Others, including Uyashiki Yaoya, were also very excited. After thousands of years of struggle, they finally eliminated all the evil spirits. Although there are still ghosts alive, such as Nezuko. But these are kind ghosts, not evil ghosts, so there is no problem for them to live. After completely eliminating the evil spirits, the members of the Demon Slayer Corps set off and returned one by one with great joy. Butterfly Ninja also shared the good news with the group. Butterfly Ninja. Everyone, I finally eliminated all the evil spirits. Garp. That's great, congratulations. Guo Jing. In this way, you have completed your mission. Butterfly Ninja. Yeah. The moment the Ghost King Wu Mei disappeared into ashes, the Butterfly Ninja's mission was completed and he received a reward of 50,000 points. Butterfly Ninja. Where is brother Su Bai? Butterfly Ninja discovered that Su Bai was not in the group, and she wanted to share her joy with Su Bai's brother. Lu Pijang. The group leader must have something going on. Diya. Yes, as a god, brother Su Bai must be very busy. At this time, Su Bai was really in trouble. He's on the phone with Champa. Chapter 57 Duan Mu. I want to be more humble and learn from the group leader. Su Bai. I thought about it carefully after I went back and decided on the time and place for our competition. In Whis' staff, Champa said excitedly. You've been back for so long and you only thought about the time and place of the competition? You didn't think about other things? Su Bai has a better understanding of Champa's unreliability. It's just the time and place of the competition. How long does it take to think about it? He couldn't be thinking about it in his sleep. Master Su Bai, Master Champa has been excited for several days since he came back, thinking about defeating your 7th universe. So he spends most of his time getting excited. Vados on the side unceremoniously demolished Champa's stage. Hey, Vados. Champa glared at Vados very unhappily, but said nothing and continued to speak to Su Bai. The competition time will be in half a month. How about the location, on an unnamed planet at the junction of the 6th universe and the 7th universe? Can. Su Bai nodded without any hesitation. It's just time and place anyway, so what's there to hesitate about? And half a month is enough for Broly to fully control his superpower, and also master the Super Saiyan transformation. Let Son Goku and Vegeta master the transformation of God. What about the rules of the competition? Didn't you think about it? Hearing Su Bai's words, Champa was a little stunned. He was just excited during this time, and he was extremely excited when he thought that the 7th universe would lose to his 6th universe. I have even fantasized about the 6th universe winning several times. Therefore, he just thought of the time and place for the competition. As for what the rules are, he hasn't thought about it yet. In order to prevent you from contacting me again in the future, let's discuss the rules of the competition while you are contacting me this time, Su Bai said. Since Champa contacted him this time, it would be better to get them all at once. To avoid Champa having to contact him again later. A little annoying. Okay, so have you thought of any rules for the competition? According to what you mean, there are 2 rounds of competition, right? One is to test the delicacies of the 2 universes, and the other is to test the strength of the strong men of the 2 universes. Yes, if we want to compete in food, how about we compete in 3 types of food? Casual. Ingredients among the captives with divine cooking skills and gourmet food. Not to mention 3 kinds of delicacies. Su Bai is not worried at all even if it is 30 or 300 kinds of delicacies. It is no exaggeration to say that even a plate of stir-fried vegetables can crush all the delicious food in the 6th universe until not even a crumb is left. As for the second round of competition between strong men, this is a little troublesome. Champa lowered his head and pondered, and began to think about the rules for a competition between strong men. No trouble, isn't it just a fighting tournament? Su Bai naturally knows these rules very well. The competition between strong men uses the method of fighting for power and defending. In the first competition, each of us will send a player. Whoever wins can stay in the ring and compete, while the loser will send a new player on the stage. The one left in the ring at the end is the winner. Champa wondered if he could find more players. There are requirements for the number of players. The minimum is no less than 1 and the maximum is no more than 5. In other words, you can only bring up to 5 players. Seeing Champa's eyes rolling around, Su Bai knew that this guy must be thinking of something ridiculous. The most likely thing is that he wants to bring many players to the competition. Although Champa didn't do this in the original work, it doesn't mean that the other party won't do it now. If we don't make it clear in advance, what if the opponent brings dozens or even hundreds of players to compete? When will we go? All right. Champa nodded somewhat disappointedly. Seeing Champa's disappointed look, Su Bai knew that the other party really wanted to bring more players to the competition just now. This shameless character really deserves to be called Champa. As for other rules, on the Earth of my 7th universe, there was once an event called the world's #1 martial arts club. Let's just use the rules of the world's best martial arts club. Su Bai explained the rules of the world's #1 Budokai. For example, if you fall off the ring, you will lose, and if you fall to the ground for 10 seconds, you will lose. And you cannot use hidden weapons or kill your opponent, otherwise it will be a foul and you will lose the game. The world's #1 martial arts association has been held for so many times, and the rules are already very complete. So after listening to Su Bai's story, Champa agreed without any hesitation. Mainly because he couldn't think of any other rules. It is better to just use the set of rules mentioned by Su Bai. Now that everything has been discussed, let's wait for it to arrive in half a month. I'm looking forward to it. Champa ended the call with a sinister smile. He was very confident in his sixth universe, so he believed that the victory in half a month was already within his grasp. I'm looking forward to it too. Bai smiled slightly and looked much calmer. But like Champa, he also sees victory as something within the reach of the seventh universe. How are Goku and Broly's training going now? Bai asked, looking at Whis. After Vegeta joined the training obediently, he stopped paying attention to their training. Goku and the others have gradually mastered the transformation of God, and they should be able to fully master it in a day or two. As for Broly, he can now actively use his powerful power. But you will still lose your mind after using that power. But in a few days, this problem will be solved. Whis reported the situation to Bai. It turns out that's the case, there's still enough time. Bai did some calculations and found that half a month was more than enough time for Son Goku and Broly to complete their training. Son Goku and the others will be able to completely master the God transformation in a day or two. Of course, the transformation of God here refers to the transformation into a Super Sailor God. But it's not a big problem. As long as they can transform into Super Sailor God, it's not difficult to transform into Super Blue. The remaining 10 days are enough. As for Broly, it will take a few days before he can maintain his sanity while using the power of Super. It's not a problem at all for him to master Super Saiyan's transformation in the remaining time. So the remaining half a month is more than enough. If Champa starts in 5 days, it will start in 10 days. That time will still be a little too late, but within half a month, there was no problem at all. He is also looking forward to the competition in half a month. Looking forward to seeing Champa's ridiculous behavior after losing again. After handling the matter, Bai opened the chat group and discovered the situation in the group. Bai. At Butterfly Nin, I was dealing with some things just now, so I didn't see it. Congratulations to you, Butterfly Nin, for finally completing your mission and wish and destroying all the evil ghost gangs. Butterfly Ninja. This is all thanks to Brother Bai. If it weren't for Brother Bai's help, I might not be able to eliminate all the evil spirits in my life. Butterfly Ninja's gratitude to Bai has reached its peak at this time. If Bai hadn't uploaded God-level breathing techniques and God-level cooking skills, then she and the Demon Slayer squad wouldn't have become so strong enough to destroy all ghosts. Moreover, if it weren't for the guidance given to her by her brother Bai before, their Demon Slayer squad could enter Infinite City. Even if they have the strength to destroy all ghosts. But how to eliminate it is still a question. It can be said that her mission and wish were accomplished thanks to Brother Bai. He is the one who deserves the most credit. It's a pity that she has nothing to thank Brother Bai for. How about giving yourself as a gift? Oops, what is she thinking? How can she think of such a thing? Bai. I just helped you a little bit, you can do it yourself. Garp. The group leader is good at everything, but he is too humble, but isn't that the advantage of the group leader? Guo Jing. Yes, the group leader not only helped Sister Butterfly Ninja a lot, but also helped us group members a lot. Guo Jing. But in the eyes of the group leader, this is just a small favor, it is really too humble. Diya. This is Brother Bai. He is strong, kind, humble, and handsome. All the beautiful qualities and words seem to have been created for Brother Bai. Duan Mu. Yes, I am already humble enough, but compared with the group leader, I am so ashamed. Duan Mu. I must be more humble in the future. Nava World. At this time, Duan Mu was wearing a suit of armor and was fighting Oxer. And in front of him were 2 Oxels. That's right, Duan Mu is fighting 2 Oxers while in the water group. Seeing their group leader being so humble, Duan Mu was also very moved. He originally thought that he was humble enough, but he didn't expect that the group leader was even more humble than him. He is powerful, handsome, kind, and yet so humble. Is this their group leader? He must learn from the group leader. At least in terms of humility, he must learn from it. After blocking the attacks of the 2 Oxers, Duan Mu looked at them with disdain in her eyes. Will these 2 be my opponents? Duan Mu said very humbly, then took out a key with a green end and inserted it into his transformer. The next moment, the Nava armor turned into a set of green armor. This is Duan Mu's happy armor, Tuo Na Duo's armor. The attack power of the Tornado armor is not as powerful as the Nava armor, but it is very fast. As long as he wears Tuonadu armor, he will not be afraid no matter how many opponents there are. Although it was 1 against 2, Duan Mu showed strong combat power and even eliminated 2 Oxels in 1 against 2. But when he was about to leave, he seemed to have thought of something and then looked around. Then, he saw a figure in a corner, cold-blooded. Seeing this figure, Duan Mu looked happy and quickly ran towards the other party. When he asked the group leader for advice on how to obtain points, the group leader told him that he could choose to cooperate with the people above. It's just that although he is the armor summoner, it is still difficult to recognize the people above him. So the group leader gave him another way, that is, every time after dealing with Oxer, look around to see if anyone is paying attention to the battle. Especially the kind of people wearing windbreakers and sunglasses. If there is, you can win 280 squares of the opponent, and then take away all the valuable things on the opponent's body. Originally, Duan Mu was unwilling, because in his opinion, isn't this a crime? And he hates crime and criminals the most. However, the group leader told him that this was not a crime because the crime was committed against talented people. The person paying attention to his fight with Oxer is most likely Piccolo, a cold-blooded member of the Tianhu group. If the object of the robbery was Piccolo, it would not be a crime. Otherwise, if he blew up Oxer, wouldn't it be a crime of murder? Duan Mu thought so. Yes, what the group leader said makes sense. The targets he dealt with were not humans, but Oxer and Piccolo. That's not a crime. And whether it is Oxer or Piccolo, they are both extremely sinful beings. Use their things in exchange for points, and then make yourself stronger and easier to deal with those Oxels. Wouldn't it be wonderful? Thinking of this, Duan Mu instantly felt relieved. There is no way. Who told him not to choose to be human, but to become Oxer and Piccolo? So, after the battle just now, when Duan Mu was about to leave, he remembered what Bai told him and looked around. He was really seen as cold-blooded. Leng Shui and he were old acquaintances. He had fought Leng Shui before when he first became an armor summoner. But he was not strong at that time, so he was not a cold-blooded opponent. But later, in the battle with Oxer, his strength improved rapidly. When I met Leng Shui again, I was already able to draw with him. But now, he met Leng Shui again, and his strength was even stronger than before. I don't know if he can tie Leng Shui this time or defeat Leng Shui. Leng Shui was very surprised when he saw Duan Mu rushing towards him. He didn't expect that he would be discovered, but it was too late to run away, so Leng Shui was forced to transform into Piccolo and fight. Curious baby, how did you find me? Leng Shui was very confused. He had collected viruses in this way before, and Duan Mu had never discovered it. Why was Duan Mu discovered this time? You don't need to know this. Do you have enough treasure with you? Duan Mu looked at Leng Shui who transformed into Piccolo and said with some displeasure. Leng Shui transformed so quickly that he didn't even have time to see what Leng Shui had. Hearing Duan Mu's words, a cold-blooded question mark appeared on his face. What is this curious baby talking about? What does it mean that he has enough treasure with him? Is it possible that this curious baby still wants to snatch him? Chapter 58. Bai's suggestion, defeat Baimiao, this pig teammate. Duan Mu didn't care what Leng Shui's expression was after hearing his words. He didn't bother to know. He only needs to know that he only needs to defeat Leng Shui, then grab his belongings and exchange them for points. With this in mind, Duan Mu changed into Nava armor and launched a fierce attack on Leng Shui. Donato armor is useful when dealing with more than one enemy. But if it's one-on-one, Nava armor is stronger. Leng Shui desperately resisted Duan Mu's attack, but with Duan Mu's current strength, he simply couldn't resist it. After a while, he was knocked back to his original form. Then, Duan Mu came to him and started rummaging around on him. These sunglasses are nice. This hat and windbreaker are fine, as well as this machine. It seems that you are using this machine to collect viruses, right? Let's go around. Duan Mu took away all the valuable things from Leng Shui. Of course, he was still very kind. He did not let the cold-blooded Hong Guoguo die, but left him with a fat streak. But only one fat line was left. Remember, next time you come out, take more valuable things. Duan Mu said as she left with the cold-blooded things. He found that this feeling of robbing Oxer was really good. And there is no need to bear any psychological burden. These Oxels are no longer human beings anyway, so there is no need to be polite to them. But he's just a little poor, and this cold-blooded guy doesn't have anything valuable on him. It seems that we are going to find that guy in Qingshan. As the eldest son of the Tianhu group, he is very rich and will definitely be able to acquire a lot of treasures. What? He doesn't want to. If you don't want to, then don't blame him for beating up the opponent. Anyway, the other party has become Oxer, so there is no need to be polite to the other party. If the other party is obedient, then he can let him go first. Duan Mu didn't notice that his thoughts were changing, and he felt a little like an outlaw. It's too much, it's really too much. Leng Shui felt uncomfortable seeing his clothes being stripped off. This is simply a great shame for him. I'm going to be more cruel. Cold-blooded said that classic line. In the original work, he says this sentence every time. But he said he would become more cruel, but every villain that appeared in the later period was more cruel than him. Duan Mu hadn't gone far yet, so he heard the cold-blooded words. He immediately turned around and retorted, No, you don't want to become more cruel. You have to become richer. Next time you come out, bring more valuable things with you. With these words, Duan Mu left, so he didn't see Leng Shui almost spit out after hearing his words. Shame. What a huge shame. He wants to become richer. Nonsense. He will become more cruel. Duan Mu would naturally not know about his cold-blooded thoughts. After returning, he immediately opened the chat group. Duan Mu. As the group leader said, I can finally get points. Duan Mu. Although I have very few points, at least I took the first step. The things on Leng Shui's body are relatively ordinary, and they can't be exchanged for many points at all. However, Duan Muyan is still very happy because this is the first time he has won points. Is a good start. Tianhu group is so rich, it shouldn't be difficult for him to get 100,000 points to purchase the god-level breathing method, right? Su Bai. Oh, how did you do it? Did you really steal the things from Oxer? Su Bai still remembers that he told Duan Muyan before that he could let him grab the things from Oxer in exchange for points. Unexpectedly, Duan Muyan acted so quickly. The dignified General Duan Mu went to grab Oxer's things. It doesn't seem to be against the law at all. Duan Muyan. Well, I robbed something from an old acquaintance, a guy named Leng Shui. Duan Muyan. There aren't many things, but it's a good start. Su Bai. That's right, then work hard. I saw that the original General Duan Mu had undergone some changes under his guidance. Su Bai still has a sense of accomplishment, and to be honest, Duan Muyan really deserves this. Because he almost single-handedly saved the entire world. What teammates? General Duan Mu doesn't have any teammates at all. Don't just say yes and take something from Oxer. Even if he directly becomes an ancestor, General Duan Mu still has the qualifications and strength. Duan Muyan. At Shin Nan, how are you doing now? Now that you have god-level piano skills, you don't have to practice the piano so hard anymore, and you can spend more time on understanding the differences in your world. It must be on the beast. Shinan. I can't afford god-level piano skills now. I wanted Meijun and her brother to sponsor me, but Bison stopped me. Duan Muyan. Bai Miao. I remembered, it's the Civil War phantom god that the leader of the group mentioned, right? Duan Muyan. It seems that he has been unhappy with you for a long time, so it's not surprising that he would stop you. Shinan. Well, now I can only find an opportunity to find Meijun in private. Shinan was very helpless. He originally wanted to ask Meijunla for sponsorship. But before he could tell him about the chat group and the god-level breathing method, Bai Miao came out to stop him. Of course, he was not surprised that Bai Miao stopped him. Because Bai Miao has been unhappy with him for a long time. And he also admitted that he was indeed incompetent to be the captain. Bai Miao should be unhappy with him. But when he acquires god-level piano skills and no longer needs to practice hard, he will correct himself. But he also knew that judging from his previous performance, few people would believe him. Even Meijun and Dongshan, who met first, may not believe him. Therefore, Shinan could only find a time to discuss it with Meijun in private. Su Bai. By the way, isn't Bai Miao's family very rich? Since he has always been unhappy with you, can you prove it with actual actions that you really want to change things? Shinan. Please give me some advice from the group leader. Su Bai. Remember what I told you before, if you don't join the chat group, he will have a fight with you soon. Su Bai. You are naturally stronger than him, but you couldn't bear to take action, so you were injured by him and hospitalized. Su Bai. He will then find another summoner of the flame dragon armor to replace you. Shinan. Well, you, the group leader, told me these things before. Shinan still remembered that when he heard these things before, his heart was still a little complicated. If he had known before, Bai Miao would have found another summoner of the flame dragon armor to replace him. Then he would definitely approve. If it weren't for the fact that he couldn't find another summoner of the flame dragon armor, he would have given up the position of the armor summoner long ago. But he was not very happy with this method. It was Bai Miao who injured him and sent him to the hospital. Just talk to him about this kind of thing. Is it necessary to do something with him? But now, his thoughts are different. Since you can obtain god-level piano skills, you can easily win the championship without having to practice hard. Then he can indeed focus his main attention on destroying the supernatural beasts. In this case, he would not give up his position as the summoner of the flame dragon armor. It's not that he is greedy for the aura of the armored warrior. But after you don't have to practice the piano, if you don't find something to do for yourself, it will be a bit boring. Dealing with supernatural beasts was just enough for him to pass the time. In the past, he didn't have enough time to take care of practicing the piano and dealing with supernatural beasts. And now there is too much time, so I have to find something to pass the time. Therefore, he will not let what the group leader said happen now. Su Bai. Since Bai Miao is dissatisfied with you and unhappy with you, the best way is to beat him up. Su Bai. You, Duan Muyan and Alu joined the group relatively late, so you didn't see the touching scenes of a loving father and a filial son that I showed others before. Shinan. A touching scene of a loving father and a filial son? Garp. I can only say that it is indeed a kind father and a filial son. Guo Jing. After watching that battle, I have a new understanding of the term father's kindness and son's filial piety. I saw Su Bai mentioning the battle between a loving father and a filial son that he broadcast live before. The old group members who had watched the live broadcast had their mouths twitching slightly. That battle changed a little bit about the praise of a loving father and a filial son. Su Bai. To put it simply, a father who is not convinced by his son teaches him. Su Bai. Then the son used his own strength to convince his father. Su Bai. This incident tells us a truth, that is, the best way to conquer a person is to crush him with strength. Oga Tatsumi. In other words, I defeated the opponent. Oga Tatsumi is no stranger to this kind of thing. He just relied on his own strength to defeat all the people in the Medical Stone Demon High School where he went to school. If you encounter someone who is dissatisfied, just have a fight with them and win them over. Shinin. So, Mr. Group Leader, you want me to have a fight with Bai Miao and defeat him? Shinin is not a stupid person. Having said this, he also understands what Su Bai means. Su Bai. Well, once you conquer him, he won't cause trouble again in the future. Su Bai. And Shi Jiao, the last summoner you have joined, can also suffer less. You must know that Bai Miao, the phantom god of the Civil War, not only sent Shinin to the hospital, but also found a new summoner to join the Dark Camp. Shi Jiao, a person who sincerely joined, almost became depressed. He didn't believe Shi Jiao and always felt that he was pretending to join and would betray them later. And because the captain, Shinin, is not here, Kunzong is too cowardly, and Dongshan can't say anything. After that, the armor team almost became Beicheng's one-spoken team. In short, before Bai Miao wakes up, he is as annoying as he wants. If it weren't for the fact that the captain is Xin Nan. If it were replaced by Xiaoshan among Xingtian, or Duanmuyan among Nava. The one who was sent to the hospital would be Bai Miao. They will not spoil Bai Miao, and later, it was because of Bai Miao that he fell into the trap and was sealed by the 5 Dark Guardians with a magnetic field. As a result, several other summoners lost the ability to summon armor in order to save him. Although in the end it was inexplicably restored due to plot needs. But Bai Miao's saucy operations would not have the aura of the protagonist. The armor team has been wiped out countless times. What Bai Miao did after hearing what Su Bai said, the corners of Shinin's mouth also twitched slightly. I didn't expect that Bai Miao would be so unreliable. Duan Muyan. Good guy, I just don't have teammates at most, but I won't have any bad teammates. Duan Muyan. But this teammate of yours, Shinin, is totally a pig teammate. Why don't you let him kneel down and sing, Conquer? Duan Muyan admired Shinin very much. If it were him, he wouldn't be able to tolerate such teammates. He had given the other party a beating a long time ago. But Shinin could endure it all the time. If he hadn't joined the chat group, he would have been sent to the hospital by this pig teammate. It even caused the entire team to fall apart. Garp. At Zhongnan, I think you can no longer worry about him being your teammate. Garp. You must teach this, Hao Zhao. Bai Miao a lesson, it's really too much. Guojing. Yeah, even I can't stand it anymore. Xiao Longnu. Brother Shinin, if you subdue him, you are also helping him and letting him correct himself. Lu Pijang. Fortunately, we in China always united as one when encountering crises, and there were no pig teammates. Lu Pijang. Otherwise, the mountain-moving plan would have failed long ago and would never have been started. After learning about Bai Miao's slutty moves, the other group members felt sympathy for Shinin. I am also deeply impressed. He was able to endure such pig teammates, and he didn't even have the heart to attack. Shinin is so kind and gentle. If anyone had a more grumpy temper, it would be Bai Miao lying in the hospital. Moreover, they also know how scary their pig teammates are. You really are not afraid of opponents who are like gods, but you are afraid of teammates who are like pigs. Su Bai. And this Bai Miao is very rich. If you defeat him, you can let him support you later. Su Bai. Besides, sponsoring you is good for him and the entire team. You can teach them god-level breathing techniques. Butterfly Ninja. That's right, Brother Shinin, you don't have to worry that after learning the god-level breathing method, Bai Miao will surpass you in strength and then disobey you. Butterfly Ninja. For those of us who have purchased the god-level breathing technique, practicing the god-level breathing technique is the easiest level. Butterfly Ninja. Those people who have been taught the god-level breathing method by us, although they can also use the god-level breathing method, the effect is not as good as ours. This is why everyone in the Demon Slayer squad has practiced god-level breathing techniques. It turns out that Butterfly Ninja is the strongest. It's not that Butterfly One hides his secrets and doesn't teach the complete weakened version of the god-level breathing method to others. It's because the two sides have different methods of learning the god-level breathing method. Chapter 59 Xin Nan. Let's challenge Bai Miao to a duel. Whoever wins will be the captain. The members of the chat group learned the god-level breathing method and it was directly imprinted in their minds after purchasing it. It's like it comes naturally. Therefore, the effect of the god-level breathing method can be fully exerted. But the other people who were taught the god-level breathing method by them were different. Although they have also learned the god-level breathing method, they learned it later. How effective it can be depends on themselves. But unless you are a super genius with extraordinary talents. Otherwise, it would be impossible to fully exert the effects of the god-level breathing method like the group members. So, as long as you don't meet that kind of super talented teammate. Otherwise, if you also learn the god-level breathing method, the strength of the group members is the strongest. Garp. Huh? Will it still be like this? So Sengoku's strength will never be as strong as mine? Garp. Although in the past, his strength was not as good as mine. Lu Pijang. So that's it, but that's good, because nothing beyond our control will happen. Butterfly Ninja. Yes, so Brother Shinin, Feel free to do it. Give your teammate named Bai Miao a good beating and subdue him. Butterfly Ninja. He will be able to support you then. Butterfly Ninja is very sympathetic to Shinin, because her teammates are all very capable, and there are no pig teammates. Oh no, there is a pig teammate, a member wearing a wild boar hood, named Zuhira Inosuke. But that's just a pig teammate in the literal sense, and he's still very powerful in action. Therefore, the Butterfly Ninja, who has powerful teammates, is very sympathetic to Shinin, who has pig teammates. I also very much hope that Shinin can teach Bai Miao, a pig teammate, a lesson. Duan Muyan. If that's the case, then I can conquer that guy in Qingshan and let him support me. Duan Muyan. He's very rich anyway. Duan Muyan. But I won't teach him the god-level breathing method. Although even if Qingshan learned the god-level breathing method, he would not be his opponent. But Qingshan is Oxer, why would he help an Oxer become stronger? Qingshan just needs to help him become stronger. After he eliminates all the other Oxels, he can keep Qingshan as long as they don't do bad things. Duan Muyan. At Zhongnan, if you still can't bear to do it, then let me help you. Duan Muyan was worried that Shinin still couldn't bear to attack Bai Miao. So I volunteered myself and planned to help 947 Shinin teach Bai Miao a lesson. Anyway, this Bai Miao is not his teammate, so there is no psychological burden on him when he teaches him a lesson. Even for his teammates, there is no psychological burden when teaching him a lesson. Why should there be a psychological burden when trying to teach such a pig teammate a lesson? Shinin. There's no need for this, I'll do it myself. Shinin rejected Duan Muyan's proposal. Since this matter is related to him, let him solve it. And after listening to what the group leader said, Bai Miao made a lot of tricks. He has already made up his mind. Duan Muyan. I hope you have really made your decision and don't become soft-hearted during the battle and be sent to the hospital by Bai Miao. Garp. Yes, Shinin, you are just like the group leader, you are too kind. Garp. When facing a pig teammate like Bai Miao, you must not be soft-hearted. Shinin. Don't worry, everyone, I have made a decision now. From now on, it is a certainty that he will teach Bai Miao a lesson. First, after he has taught the other party a lesson, he can ask the other party to help him acquire god-level piano skills and even god-level breathing skills. Secondly, his previous captain was indeed a bit incompetent. So now, he has to fulfill his responsibility as a captain. Let Bai Miao, the phantom god of civil war, the guy who tore the team apart, defeat him. This will make it easier to lead the team. After making the decision, Shinin quit the chat group and went to the small shop opened by Meijun, which was actually their secret base, and found Bai Miao. At this time, Bai Miao, Kunzong, Dongshan and Meijun were all there. Shijiao didn't know where he went, but he looked like he was being squeezed out by Bai Miao and didn't want to come here. What are you doing here, not practicing your piano? Seeing the arrival of Shinin, the others had not said anything yet. Bai Miao opened his mouth and mocked. Bai Miao. Meijun was very unhappy with Bai Miao's words. She glared at Bai Miao and then looked at Shinin. Shinin, what's the matter with you? Strangely enough, since the other armor summoners appeared, Shinin came less and less. I have been practicing piano all the time, but these days he comes more frequently. And it seemed that he had something else to discuss with her before. Only to be interrupted by Bai Miao, so she was very curious, what happened to Shin Nan? Bai Miao, I know you are unhappy with me. I also know that I, the captain, was very incompetent before. Shinin admitted his mistake first. After all, his former captain was indeed very incompetent. Bai Miao was unhappy, he admitted it. You still know that you are incompetent, I thought you didn't know. So, what do you mean by this? Is it possible that you want to say that you will be a good captain in the future and will not be incompetent again? Hearing Bai Miao's words, Meijun, Dongshan and even Kunzong on the side all had expectant expressions on their faces. During this period, the team could be said to have been thrown into chaos by Bai. Shijiao, who finally joined, became unwilling to come because of Bai Miao's exclusion and targeting. They were even worried that Shijiao, who had finally changed his ways, would fall into the embrace of darkness again. If such a thing really happens, it must be Bai Miao's fault. But Bai Miao will definitely not feel that he is wrong. He will only feel that he is right and has seen through Shijiao's true nature. But they all saw clearly that Shijiao had really changed his ways, and they all regarded Shijiao as their partner and comrade in arms. Only Bai Miao, this guy, has always distrusted him, excluded him, and targeted him. Therefore, if Shinin is really willing to be a competent captain, then they are definitely very happy. By then, Bai Miao's right to speak will be weakened. Everything depends on what Shinin means. But expectations are expectations. They can't guarantee that Shinin will really fulfill his responsibility as a captain? Or does he have other meanings when he says this? For example, give up the position of his flame dragon armor summoner? If it's the former, that's really great, but if it's the latter, that's really bad. Therefore, Meijun and others all looked at Shinin, wanting to know what he meant. You're right. In the expectant eyes of Meijun, Dongshan and Kunzong. Shinin gave them the answer they hoped for. Very good, Shinin, you finally figured it out. Meijun, Dongshan and Kunzong were so excited. God knows how long they have been waiting for this day. Especially Meijun and Dongshan, they were the first to know Shinin. From the moment they got to know Shinin, they realized that Shinin was actually not that enthusiastic about the position of the armor summoner. He is more passionate about playing the piano and winning competitions. Of course, they can understand, because this is what his deceased mother expected of him. He didn't want to disappoint his mother, but they knew very well that even if there were other armor summoners, no one would be more suitable to be the summoner of the flame dragon armor than Lu Nan. Therefore, after other armor summoners appeared, Shinin became more and more fishy. They were also very helpless. They also talked to Shinin several times about this matter, but Shinin was still not very competent. Of course, when teammates are really in danger, Shinin will still come to help. But they hope that Chu Xing can still be competent at ordinary times. However, only Zenin, Kaba, can make the decision on this matter, and they cannot influence Zenin's decision. Because of this, after Baimiao started to mess up the team, they very much hoped that Shinin could stand up and end this farce as captain and unite the team. And now, Shinin finally figured it out. He finally has to take on the responsibility of being a captain. That's really great. Only Meijun and others looked at Baimiao again. He would not recognize Shinin so easily. Because he himself wants to be the captain. Isn't it a little too late for you to fulfill your responsibilities as a captain now? What have you been doing before? Just as Meijun and the others expected, Baimiao did not believe in Shinin at all and did not recognize him as the captain. So that's why I came to you, Shinin said very calmly. If words can easily have an effect, the leader of the group will not let him use his strength to conquer Baimiao. In fact, he also realized that sometimes talking is really useless. Still have to rely on fists. What's the meaning? It's very simple. You are unhappy with me and think I am not qualified to be the captain. I also know that you really want to be the captain. Then I'll give you this chance. We have a one-on-one challenge. If you win, then the captain's position will be yours. But if I win, then you will be obedient to me and don't do any more messy things. Also, I hope you can help me. Sponsor you? Baimiao could understand everything Shinin said. And that's exactly what he wanted. Use your strength to decide who is more suitable to be the captain. But he didn't quite understand Shinin's last sentence. What does it mean to hope that you can help him? What's the meaning? What should we support him with? Support him to win the piano competition? Probably not. If Shinin really meant this, he would have spoken long ago. But no matter what, he had no reason to refuse Shinin's proposal. Okay, I promise you. I hope what you said is true. Don't worry, even though I hate you, I'm not going to break my promise. As long as you can defeat me, it doesn't matter whether you let me listen to you or let me help you. But if you lose, then not only the position of captain is mine. Moreover, you have to give up the position of the armor summoner. You made one more proposal to me, so I will make one more proposal. It's fair, right? If he wins, then he doesn't need irresponsible teammates like Shinin. He will find a new flame dragon armor, the kind that summons people and listens to them obediently. Can. Shinin nodded and agreed to Baimiao's proposal. Indeed, he offered to let Baimiao support him, and Baimiao offered to let him give up his position as the summoner. This is indeed fair. Meijun, Yishan and Kunzong did not stop the battle between the two. In other words, they don't want to stop it, not mentioned in Kunzong. But Meijun and Dongshan don't think that Shinin will lose. You must know that they were the first to know Shin Nan, and they also watched Shin Nan grow up step by step. Before there were other summoners, Shu had always fought alone. Any supernatural beasts that appear are all caused by him alone. Therefore, whether it is strength or combat experience, Shinin must be above other summoners. The only one who can compare with him is Shijiao, who was trained by the king of the realm since childhood. As for Baimiao, he will not be Shinin's opponent. Why do they want Shinin to be the captain? Not just because he was the first armor summoner. And also because of his strength, of course. If it were before, they would still be worried that Shinin would not be able to do this. But since this was proposed by Shinin on his own initiative, it meant that he was already prepared. Although I don't know why he would do this, but at least, after he defeats Baimiao, the current situation will definitely improve. Shinin and Baimiao found a deserted place to fight. Meijun needed to stay at the base so she didn't come out, but she also watched the game through surveillance. Dongshan and Kunzong came to the scene to watch the battle. If the two of them get angry at each other, they can also stop it. Fire Dragon armor, combined, Black Rhino armor, combined. Both of them summoned armor, and the battle between the two sides was about to break out. Although I don't know why there was such a sudden change. But you haven't fought a supernatural beast for a long time, are you still my opponent? Baimiao is very confident in his own strength. When he was practicing piano in Shinin, he had been dealing with supernatural beasts. So he believes that his strength has definitely surpassed Shinin. Whether it is your opponent or not, you won't know until you beat him. Stop talking nonsense and do it quickly. After summoning the Flame Dragon armor, Shinin's character also experienced some changes. In fact, at the very beginning, after summoning the Flame Dragon armor, Shinin's personality would change and he would become a little aloof. But it improved later. But now, Shinin did not suppress his changed personality and planned to fight Baimiao. In that case, let me see the strength of your captain. Bayo said and ran towards Zenon, but because he wore the black rhinoceros armor, which was very bulky, he couldn't run very fast. Shinin did not just stand there blankly, but also ran towards Bayo. When the two sides came to each other, they punched each other at the same time. Chapter 60. Defeat Bayo, the shocked armor team. Shinin and Bayo attacked each other at the same time, but Bayo's movements were cumbersome and not as fast as Shinin's. Therefore, Bayo's attack was easily dodged by Shinin. But Shinin's fist landed heavily on Bayo, knocking him back a few steps. You must know that the black rhinoceros armor is the armor with the highest defense power. Being able to push Bayo back a few steps shows the strength of Shinin. And it's not over yet. After beating Bayo away with one punch, Shinin took advantage of the victory and launched a fierce attack on Bayo, showing no mercy. This time, he really made up his mind. He would not be soft-hearted towards Bayo as the group leader said, and then he would be admitted to the hospital. It seems that Shinin has really figured it out, and he is merciless in his actions. Dongshan, who was watching the battle, said with emotion. He was a little worried before, worried that Shinin would be soft-hearted and cause him to lose in the end. Now it seems that his worries are unnecessary. Shinin is not lenient at all. Is this the strength of Shinin? He is so strong? Kunzong was surprised by Shinin's strength. He and Shinin fought together very rarely, so he didn't know Shinin's strength. But he knew Bayo's strength. Although Bayo is a bit arrogant, it has to be said that he is still very strong. But now, he is being suppressed and beaten by Shinin. If Shinin hadn't been fishing before, it would have been easier for them to deal with the supernatural beasts. This also reminded Kunzong of the time when they fell into a trap and were unable to summon armor. The person who came to the rescue at that time was Shin Nan, who sealed 3 supernatural beasts in one strike. What the hell, if Bayo hadn't bullied Shinin to talk easily and didn't care about anything? Where is there any room for him to beat blindly? How could Shijiao be excluded and targeted? And now, it is the result of the outbreak in Shinin. Bayo was no match for him and was directly beaten. However, the black rhinoceros armor is indeed the armor with the strongest defense. After withstanding Shinin's fierce attack, it was still able to hold on without disintegrating. Being suppressed and beaten all the time, Bayo was also very angry. He resisted Shinin's attack and retreated with the help of the reaction force. Then, while Shinin had not yet attacked, he summoned the weapon. His main weapon is the meteor gun, while Lu Nan's main weapon is the flaming knife. His weapon is much longer than Zenon's weapon. As the saying goes, an inch long is an inch strong. He didn't believe that Shinin could still get close to him. Moreover, he can also use the meteor gun to suppress Shinin. Take out the meteor gun and start taking advantage of the weapon to launch an attack. As for Shinin, he continued to dodge Bayo's attacks and began to fall into a disadvantage. However, he never summons weapons. Why? Why doesn't Shinin take out his weapon? This made Dongshan, Kunzong and Meijun a little confused. I don't understand why Shinin didn't take out his weapon. Although his weapons are not as long as Bayo's, they can at least allow him to resist Bayo's attacks more easily. And at the next moment, they knew the reason why Shinin did not use weapons. When Shinin was dodging, he saw an opportunity and grabbed Bayo's meteor gun. Of course, he was not trying to compete with Bayo. After grabbing the meteor gun, Shinin stretched out his hand and quickly came to Bison with the help of the thickness of the black rhinoceros armor and the length of the meteor gun. Before Bayo could react, Shinin summoned a weapon at close range. However, he did not take out the flaming knife, but instead took out the flaming bow as a secondary weapon. Then at close range, Shinin attacked Bayo with a flaming bow. No matter how strong the defense of the black rhinoceros armor is, it is still a bit unbearable to be attacked at such a close range. Bayo's entire body was knocked out, and when he landed on the ground, the black rhinoceros armor on his body had been lifted. Bayo was injured, but the injury was not serious, at least not enough to be hospitalized. In the end, Shinin showed mercy. Of course, it's not that he can't do it. But he suddenly thought of beating Bayo to the hospital. Doesn't that mean we have to find a new black rhino armor summoner to replace him? This is too troublesome, and I don't know what the new summoner looks like. Therefore, just teach Bayo a lesson. There is no need to send him to the hospital. Otherwise, the weapon he summoned just now would not be the flaming bow, but the flaming knife. With this slash, no matter how powerful the black rhino armor's defense was, Bayo would still be admitted to the hospital. You lose. Shinin looked at Bayo, who fell on the ground, and said. He didn't feel any surprise or joy about this victory. Because this is a matter of course to him. Although he has been fishing and practicing the piano, he has not practiced. But do you really think that the strength and combat experience he accumulated from fighting alone in the past are fake? Do you understand how precious it was that he dealt with those supernatural beasts alone, and sometimes even had to deal with 2 or 3 at the same time? Why? Why did I lose to you? Obviously you have been practicing the piano all the time, and I have been dealing with those supernatural beasts. Why am I still not as good as you? Bayo was very unwilling and didn't understand why he was not Shinin's opponent. It can even be said that this battle was completely about him being beaten by Shin Nan. Why is the strength gap between them so big? Do you know that before you guys showed up, I had to deal with those supernatural beasts by myself? Sometimes I have to deal with 2 or even more supernatural beasts at the same time. After hearing Shinnen's words, Donkai and Meijun nodded in agreement. It was really hard at that time when only Shinnen was summoning people. All the supernatural beasts that appeared were dealt with by Shinnen. Sometimes we even have to deal with 2 or 3. And now, after all the summoners appear, even if they encounter more than one supernatural beast, several summoners will work together to solve it. There will no longer be a situation like Shinnen where one person fights several supernatural beasts. Shinnen's strength was all tempered under such circumstances. How could Bai Miao be better than him? I'm willing to admit defeat. I hope you can keep our promise. Don't worry, I won't break my promise. Bai Miao stood up, patted the dust on himself, and said to Shinnen. Although he was very unwilling to lose to Shinnen. But he couldn't break his promise yet. His adoptive parents were businessmen and taught him since he was a child that he must be honest. Therefore, he dare not say anything else, but at least he does what he says. From this moment on, he recognized Shinnen as the captain. That's good. Later, Meijun used satellite transmission to teleport Shinnen and others back to the base. After returning to the base, Meijun, Dongshan and Kunzong looked at Shinnen very happily. Their most powerful but most incompetent captain has finally returned. But they were very surprised. Why did Shinnen suddenly change like this? He had obviously been practicing the piano before and didn't participate in dealing with the supernatural beasts. Shinnen, can you tell us why you suddenly chose not to practice piano? Yes, Shin Nan, you have always regarded piano practice and competition as the most important thing before. Why is there such a sudden change now? Meijun and Dongshan both asked in confusion. Even Bai Miao looked at Shinnen with a strange expression. To be honest, if Shinnen had been like this, he wouldn't want to compete for the captain's position. Why is he unhappy with Shinnen? Why is he competing for the captain's position? It's not because he's obsessed with power or anything like that. It was because he felt that Shin Nan was simply an incompetent captain. He is not qualified to be captain. If Shinnen had this qualification, he would not compete for the captain's position. Also, why did you ask me to support you, and what did you ask me to support you for? Bai Miao also asked very curiously. He still doesn't know what exactly Shinnen wants him to fund. Is it possible to make him the world's #1 pianist? Or should we fund his dumpling shop into a chain brand? Probably not. So Bai Miao was very confused and had no idea what Shinnen wanted him to help him with. Where's Shijiao? Let's call Shijiao back first. Bai Miao, you were a little too much toward Shijiao before. You can't do this again in the future. Hearing Shinnen's words, Bai Miao curled his lips. Shinnen is now the real captain, and he can't refute anything he says. I'll call him back now. Kunzong called Shijiao very happily. Meijun and Dongshan looked at each other and nodded to each other. It is indeed very correct for Shinnen to be the captain. He immediately thought of his partner Shijiao. After a while, Shijiao arrived. He had already heard Kunzong tell him what happened. He was also very happy after Shinnen became a truly recognized captain. Moreover, Shinnen quickly thought of him, which proved that the captain really regarded him as a member of the team. Zero, please give me flowers. Unlike that Bai Miao, who has been ostracizing and targeting him. Seeing that everyone was here, Shinnen didn't hide anything anymore and told what happened in the chat group. The reason why I don't practice piano is because I choose to be a captain and armor summoner. In fact, the main reason is because the group leader strengthened my piano skills and allowed me to obtain god-level piano skills. As long as I can achieve god-level piano skills, I won't have to practice piano anymore. The others who heard Shinnen's words were shocked and unbelievable. Although their world even has things like supernatural beasts and armor. But after learning about the chat group, they still felt very magical and shocked. But if you don't believe it, that's okay. As mentioned before, their world even has things like supernatural beasts and armor. It is not a strange thing for another more magical chat group to appear. Moreover, the changes in Shinnen are the best evidence. If it weren't for the fact that he could acquire more superb piano skills, how could he give up practicing piano and choose to be a captain and armor summoner? You must know that in the eyes of former Shinnen, practicing and competing are more important things than being a captain and summoner. Now he has given up practicing the piano, or what he said is true, he can achieve god-level piano skills and no longer need to practice the piano. Or he doesn't intend to fulfill his mother's expectations for him. But the latter is unlikely. So it's the former. So you ask me to sponsor you just to gain god-level piano skills? If that's the case, then there's no problem. Bai Miao nodded and said very generously. He is willing to admit defeat, even if it means funding Shinnen for other things, he will not refuse. What's more, it's better to let Shinnen acquire more superb piano skills so that he can be a good captain. This kind of funding is not a loss at all. No, it's more than just god-level piano skills. The group leader has also strengthened several magical skills that can improve his strength. For example, the dishes you make can enhance your god-level cooking skills. And the most powerful, god-level breathing method that makes you stronger just by breathing. Among them, The God-level breathing method is the best and most powerful, but it is also the most expensive. Actually, I came to you Meijun before, just to discuss with you and the doctor, so that the people above you can sponsor me, so that after I purchase the God-level breathing method, I can also teach it to others. Although Meijun and the doctor did not say who was behind them. But the group leader has also said it, and he himself is far behind. There is definitely someone behind them. If there are no people, how did such a large ERP satellite come from? You don't really think that such a big satellite can be obtained privately, do you? And every time the satellite is used, if there is no one behind it, it will have been detected and someone will come to the door. Therefore, there must be someone behind Meijun and Doctor. I see. Why did you come to me suddenly? After listening to Shinnen's words, Meijun suddenly realized and was relieved of a doubt. Shinnen, is that God-level breathing method you mentioned really that powerful? Can we become stronger as long as we breathe? Dongshan asked in disbelief. Even the others were the same, with expressions of disbelief on their faces. It's not that they don't want to believe it, it's just that what Shinnen said is a bit too exaggerated. You can become stronger just by breathing. Is there any simpler way to become stronger than this? Of course, several members in the group have already practiced, and their strength has been greatly improved. As long as we can all learn the God-level breathing method, it will become much easier to deal with those supernatural beasts. The group leader told me a lot of things, including things about the supernatural beasts. Oh, what did the group leader say to you? Others were very curious. What did the group leader who was a real god tell Shinnen to write? After all, if you know yourself and the enemy, you will be victorious in every battle. If they could get more information about the supernatural beasts, it would be easier to deal with those supernatural beasts. Of course he and I talked a lot. Bayo, do you know why I made up my mind to come to you? Why? On the one hand, the group leader suggested that I ask you for funding. On the other hand, it was the group leader who told me the unreliable things you did. Shinnen looked at Bayo and said, when he thought of what Bayo had done, the corners of his mouth twitched slightly. Chapter 61 Bayo. I am the rotten orange, the worst one. Is what I'm doing unreliable? This is impossible. Everything I do is for the sake of this team. Bayo suddenly became unhappy when he heard that Shinnen said what he was doing was unreliable. Everything he did before was all for the sake of the team, how could it be unreliable? Really? Then why do you exclude and target Xiao? I'm not worried about whether he is an undercover agent or something. After all, he used to be a subordinate of the King of Kai. Xiao can't be an undercover agent, he has really changed his ways. Hearing Bayo saying bad things about Xiao, Kunzong couldn't wait to speak before Xiao himself said anything. To him, Xiao was his good brother, he was already unhappy when Bayo squeezed out Xiao. But he has no right to speak at all, so he can't do anything. But now, since the captain is Shinnen, and Xiao is not as targeted as Bayo, then he is no longer afraid and can stand up and speak for Xiao. Indeed, Kunzong is right, Xiao is not an undercover agent, he sincerely joins us. Shinnen smiled at Kunzong and Xiao and said, Xiao was also very moved by Shinnen's trust. He originally wanted to quit the team, but now that Shinnen has become the captain, there is no need for him to quit. With Shinnen here, this team will get better and better. Bayo, do you know what happened when you excluded Xiao? The group leader told me that if I had not joined the chat group, there would have been a fight between us. But the result of that battle was that I was too soft-hearted to attack you, and then you were sent to the hospital. After I was hospitalized on 153, you found another summoner of the Flame Dragon armor. But this summoner is unreliable and chose to betray the team and join the dark camp. And he also framed Xiao because you didn't believe in Xiao, so Xiao almost broke with the team. After that, I will be asked to go out and take back the Flame Dragon armor. When he said this, Shinnen felt helpless. The trouble was caused by Bayo, but he was asked to clean up the mess. After hearing what Shinnen said, Bayo fell silent. Because he knew that what Shinnen said would indeed be done by him. He was unhappy with Shinnen before, so if he sent Shinnen to the hospital, he would indeed find another summoner to replace him. But he didn't expect that the summoner he was looking for would actually betray him. Doesn't this mean that his vision is not good? Unexpectedly, he did not believe that Xiao would cause such a big trouble. The summoner he was looking for framed Xiao, causing Xiao to almost break with the team. Compared with the traitorous summoner, Exiden is much better. And that's not all. Besides, Bayo was confused. He didn't trust Xiao, so he actually caused so many things? Do you still remember that you were on the phone with someone before? You said, rotten oranges are rotten oranges and they won't get better? Yeah, I remember. At that time, I was indeed talking about Xiao, because I didn't believe that he had really changed his ways. Bayo nodded, he still remembered this matter. At that time, he compared Xiao to a rotten orange because he didn't believe in Xiao and didn't think that Xiao could really get better. What you don't know is that when you said these words, your childhood sweetheart Binger came to see you. She wants to escape from the darkness like Xiao, so she originally came to discuss it with you. As a result, she heard what you said. You should be able to imagine how she would feel if she heard what you said. What I said before was actually heard by Binger. Bai Miao stood up directly, with a look of disbelief on his face. His words were originally talking about Shijiao, but as luck would have it, Binger came to see him and was heard by Binger. How will she feel? Needless to say, Binger must have thought that the rotten oranges he mentioned were referring to her. Binger must have misunderstood what he meant, thinking that he didn't believe her or that she would change her ways. Binger must have been so disappointed at that time. And all this was because he didn't believe in Shijiao and used rotten oranges to describe Shijiao. If I had known this, then I shouldn't have distrusted Shijiao and described him as a rotten orange. Even if you have to say that, you shouldn't make phone calls outside. Isn't it better to stay at home and make phone calls? Bai Miao is a regret. If he hadn't called outside before, Binger who came to see him could hear it. If it weren't for the fact that he didn't believe Shijiao, he would have said those words and misunderstood Binger. So now, has Binger escaped from the darkness and joined them? The person he felt most sorry for was Binger. Originally, Binger was ready to escape from the darkness and change her ways like Shijiao. As a result, he screwed it up. Bai Miao, that's called regret, that's called hatred. He hates himself. Why is he so annoying? He even wanted to slap himself a few times. Rotten oranges, rotten oranges. Shijiao is not a rotten orange, and Binger is not a rotten orange either. I'm the rotten orange, and I'm the rotten one, Bai Miao said through gritted teeth, hating herself so much. Now Binger has become the evil water protector among the 5 dark protectors and is our enemy. We will definitely confront her in the future. But I hope, Bai Miao, you won't show mercy. Shinin looked at Bai Miao and said seriously, they will definitely face off against the Dark Guardian later. The evil water possessing Binger will definitely use Binger to make an issue to seduce Bai Miao. If Bai Miao showed mercy, it would really be 10 troubles. Just like Cao Cao escaped after losing the Battle of Chibi. If it weren't for the fact that the last person guarding Warong Road was Guan Yu, and Cao Cao was kind to Guan Yu. If it were another person, Cao Cao would not be able to escape. Then the history of the 3 kingdoms will undergo huge changes. But now, Binger is Cao Cao, and he is compared to Guan Yu. If he shows mercy to Binger, it will definitely cause trouble. Shinin was even thinking about letting Bai Miao deal with the other guardians when dealing with the 5 dark guardians. Bad water protector, let others deal with it. At least they won't show mercy because the other party is possessed by Binger. This. Bai Miao was silent. He was already sorry for Binger, but after hearing what Shinin said just now, he felt even more guilty for Binger. If he were to meet the other party, would he show mercy? It certainly will. However, the other party is now possessed by the Dark Guardian. If he shows mercy, it will definitely cause big trouble. This made Bai Miao very confused. Seeing Bai Miao struggling, Shinin didn't say anything. Anyway, they don't know when they will face the Dark Protector, so let Bai Miao think about it first. If that doesn't work, let Bai deal with the other Dark Guardians when the time comes. Or maybe ask the group leader what you can do. Anyway, I told you everything I know. Whether you believe it or not is up to you, but I still hope you can trust me and support me to make our team stronger. Shinin looked at Bai Miao and Meijun, his eyes full of sincerity. The main thing is whether Bai Miao and Meijun will believe him, because it is related to whether he can get funding. Whether I believe it or not, I lost to you anyway. I'm willing to admit defeat, I will definitely help you. Bai Miao didn't think about how to face Binger for the time being, and focused on the god-level piano skills and god-level breathing techniques that Shinin mentioned. Since he lost, even if he didn't have these magical skills, he would still support Shinin. He does what he says. What's more, there are still these magical skills now, then it will not be a loss to support Shinin. Bai Miao looked at Meijun. What do you say? Anyway, I will support Shinin. I will tell the doctor these things and discuss with him how to save the child. Meijun said. In fact, she was willing to help Shinin. After all, this is conducive to the elimination of supernatural beasts. But the problem is that it doesn't matter what she says, she still has to discuss it with her brother. Moreover, it doesn't matter what her brother said, he still has to deal with the people behind them. However, she believed that the people behind her would be willing to support Shinin. And even if it doesn't work, the Bai Miao family's financial resources are still enough for Shinin to obtain the god-level breathing method. At that time, the armor summoner's strength will become stronger and all the supernatural beasts will be destroyed. Then even if the people behind her don't believe it, they will still choose to fund Shinin. On a larger scale, funding Zenin is equivalent to improving national strength. Meijun began to contact her brother to discuss funding Shinin. Bai Miao's movements were even faster. Point 0 he had the treasures collected and brought to him. As for Dongshan, Kunzong and Shijiao, they were also thinking of their own ways to see if they could be of any help. After all, after Bai Miao's support for Shinin allowed Shinin to obtain the god-level breathing method, Jinan would teach them all how to summon people. Originally, Bai Miao had the greatest credit, so it would be fine even if Shinin didn't teach them. But since Shinin will teach them all, and Bai Miao doesn't mind either, then they can't just do nothing, otherwise they will suffer the consequences. At least they have to contribute their share, even if this power seems insignificant in front of Bai Miao's funding. But at least they tried their best. After settling the matter of Bai Miao and funding, Shinin opened the chat group and told others the good news. Garp. Congratulations, Shinan, you conquered Bayo, and you also received his funding. You will soon be able to obtain the god-level breathing method. Duan Mu. It seems that I have to find Xingshan to support me, otherwise, I will be the only one in the group who has not obtained the god-level breathing method, and it will be embarrassing. Alu. Don't worry, if any of you really can't collect enough points, I can lend you points. I have no shortage of resources here. Alu. But if you can collect enough points by yourself, then I think you still have to rely on your own efforts to collect the points. Due to the special nature of Uru's world, he does not lack resources, and naturally he does not lack points either. If he is willing, he can completely let those group members who have not obtained the god-level breathing method get enough points. But unless there are group members who really can't get so many points, he won't do it. Because this is not helping them, but harming them. If you encounter any difficulties or problems, you can really ask other group members for help. But that's when you can't do anything about it. If you have the ability to solve it, it is better to rely on your own ability to solve it. Other group members also think so when the group leader lent points to Lu Pijang before, they would not be envious. Because they knew that Lu Pijang really couldn't get so many points. So there is no problem if the group leader helps him. But they can earn points by their own ability, so there is no need to help. Even if someone wants to help them, they will refuse. Lu Pijang. With the help of the divine breathing method, my right to speak is now getting higher and higher. Lu Pijang. Whenever the country can support me, I will immediately pay back the points I borrowed from the group owner. Su Bai. By the way, is there anyone in our group who hasn't obtained the god-level breathing method? There shouldn't be many. Little boss. I don't have it yet because I purchased god-level cooking skills first, so I don't have many points. Little boss. But with the help of god-level cooking skills, I will earn points faster and faster. It's not far away from being able to afford god-level breathing methods at 5.2. Shinan. When Bai Miao's funding is in place, I will be able to obtain the god-level breathing method. Duan Mu. Whenever I go to Qingshan to talk about sponsoring me, I will also be able to obtain the god-level breathing method. Oga Tatsumi. I have already used the resources of the demon world to gain enough points. My current strength has been greatly improved with the help of the god-level breathing method. Guo Jing. Me too. With the help of Master and the Beggar Gang, I have obtained enough points to purchase the god-level breathing method. Guo Jing. And I also bought the god-level cooking skills. Master now pesters me to eat my cooking every day. Guo Jing. Whenever I buy the god-level piano art, I can test which of my current subordinates are the most evil and deserving of death, and which of them are trustworthy. God-level piano skills may not be of much use to others. For Shinan, it also has the effect of improving his piano skills. But for someone like Guo Jing who has mastered powerful forces, it is very useful. When there is a mixture of good and bad among the forces, he can use the god-level piano skills to make those who have committed heinous crimes and committed many crimes feel guilty and commit suicide. Although this may weaken the force, keeping these people will sooner or later be a disaster. It's better to cut through the mess quickly. And these people all deserve to die, so even if they kill themselves, there is no need to feel bad. If it were the previous Guo Jing, he might not be able to bear it. But the current Guo Jing won't. Xiao Longnu. Wow, can you all obtain the god-level breathing method? I'm the only one holding you back. Chapter 62. The sky has cleared up and the rain has stopped. Vegeta thinks he can do it again. Su Bai. At Xiao Longnu. What's wrong? Xiao Longnu, are you in any trouble? Xiao Longnu. Brother Su Bai, the world is really hard to get along with. The world of divine sculptures. In a room, Xiao Longnu looked at the chat group, looking aggrieved. She wanted to do something for the people of the world, so she left the ancient tomb, walked down Zhongnan Mountain, and entered the world. But when she stepped into the arena, she realized that it was really difficult to get along. A mixed bag of fish and dragons, everyone is represented. At the beginning, many men looked infatuated when they saw her and wanted to do something to her. But they were all beaten away by her, but then more and more people came to see her, forcing her to move around. Later, a kind person reminded her that those people were coveting her beauty and asked her to cover her face. She did so, and there were indeed fewer people harassing her. But there are still many, and because she wore a veil, many people wanted to see her face behind the veil. This annoyed her. If it weren't for her martial arts skills, she would have fallen into someone's hands long ago. Let alone doing anything for the people of the world. She herself is in trouble and has no way to solve it. If Brother Guo Jing hadn't guided her, her current situation would have been even more difficult. Su Bai. So that's it. You're a little girl. It's really not easy for you to enter the world by yourself. How beautiful the little dragon girl is. People who have seen the divine sculpture are stunned. Not to mention that it is a disaster for the country and the people, it is also a disaster for beauty. And she is alone. In Jianghu, a place where good and bad people are mixed, it is indeed difficult to mix. Let alone getting points like Guo Jing. It's already good that she can get rid of those who pester her. Guo Jing. At Xiao Longnu, actually you can go to Xiangyang and ask me in your world for help. At this time, Guo Jing gave Xiao Longnu an idea. Find yourself in her world. Xiao Longnu. Yes, Brother Subai said that in the future, Brother Guo Jing will become a hero for the country and the people, stationed in Xiangyang City for the rest of his life, and prevent the Mongolian army from invading the border of the Song dynasty. Xiao Longnu. If I go to my brother Guo Jing in this world, then he will definitely help me. Subai. That's not necessarily true. After all, the Guo Jing of your world doesn't know you. Subai. Even if you tell him about the chat group, he may not believe it. Xiao Longnu. Then brother Subai, what should I do? Subai. It's very simple. Wait until you arrive in Xiangyang City and meet Guo Jing from your world. Subai. Can we just let Guo Jing in the group go to your world? When the two Guo Jings meet, Guo Jing from your world will not disbelieve what his younger self says. Xiao Longnu. Yes, as expected of brother Subai, he is so smart. Xiao Longnu. Brother Guo Jing, I will trouble you again then. Guo Jing. It's okay, I also want to see what I will be like in the future. Regarding Subai's proposal, Xiao Longnu and Guo Jing both had no objections, and could even be said to be very excited. Xiao Longnu was excited because she could get the support of Guo Jing in her world. Guo Jing was excited because he could see what his future self would look like. Although he will no longer be the person in Xiao Longnu's world. But he was still curious about what would happen if he didn't join the chat group. Garp. By the way, since the time travel function has been turned on now, how about we, the members of the chat group, have a party? Garp. Everyone can meet offline and know what everyone looks like. Oga Tatsumi. Mr. Garp, this is a good suggestion. At present, except for the group leader, I don't know what you look like. Butterfly Ninja. Yes, after all, only brother Subai has broadcast live, so we know what he looks like. Butterfly Ninja. As for the others, they haven't started live streaming yet. Guo Jing. How about we all do a live broadcast to introduce ourselves? Xiao Longnu. No, it's too stupid. Diya. Indeed, I agree with Xiao Longnu, it's a bit too stupid to start a live broadcast just to introduce myself. Diya. Anyway, we can gather offline, so there is no need to broadcast live. Subai. Offline gatherings are fine. I happen to have 2 competitions in half a month. The offline gatherings will be after I finish the competitions. Subai. This way I can also celebrate my victory. Duan Mu. The leader of the group has a competition? Is it a competition with other gods? Subai. Well, 1. Shinan, Alu, Lu Pijang and Xiao Dongjia don't know, but the others do. Subai. That's the fat purple cat that I beat up last time. Oga Tatsumi. So it's him, so he's not convinced that you defeated him before, Lord Leader, and wants to challenge you again? Oga Tatsumi. But since the leader has already defeated him once, there is no problem in defeating him again. As Oga Tatsumi was the first person to rule Yaishi Demon High School, many people usually challenge him. However, as long as he has defeated an opponent, he will never be his opponent again. Since even he can do it, there is no reason why the leader of the group, as a god, can't do it. Garp. But why are there 2 competitions? There is 1 competition between the group leader and the fat purple cat. Are there other competitions? Subai. Actually, this competition is not between me and him. Subai. Of these 2 competitions, one is to test our food. The other is to test the strength of our strong men. Young master. Let's not talk about the other competition. Can't the master of the gourmet group defeat the other party? Little boss. Once the leader of the group shows off his divine cooking skills, who else can surpass him in terms of delicious food? Regarding Subai's victory in the food competition, Xiao Dongjia can be said to be more confident than Subai herself. As a professional chef, he knows very well how powerful god-level cooking skills are. Especially after he himself acquired god-level cooking skills. It is no exaggeration to say that after obtaining god-level cooking skills, his cooking skills have improved many times compared to before. 10 times? 100 times? And this is just the weakest version of god-level cooking skills? Group leader, that person has a complete version of god-level cooking skills. Such a powerful little chef can't think of any reason why the group leader would lose. And the group leader can also use the ingredients I uploaded, and combined with the group leader's god-level cooking skills, the deliciousness of the food will be improved by several levels. There are also ingredients for sale in the mall, but Uru took a look and found that these ingredients were not as good as the ingredients he uploaded. After all, in the world he lives in, he dare not say anything about other aspects, but he is also very confident in the ingredients. Maybe after the mall is upgraded, more powerful ingredients will appear. But at least for now, the ingredients he uploaded are the best. What's more, after he goes to the food world, the ingredients in the food world are definitely comparable to those in high-end shopping malls. As a huge foodie, Alu naturally also acquired god-level cooking skills. He didn't know how to cook before, he could only roast the ingredients in the simplest way. But even so, because of the deliciousness of the ingredients themselves, even if they are simply grilled, they are extremely delicious. After obtaining the god-level cooking skills, Uru used the god-level cooking skills to make a delicious meal using the ingredients. As a result, the activity of his gourmet cells directly increased a lot. In his world, Eating delicious food can increase the activity of gourmet cells. And with the blessing of God-level cooking skills, the effect becomes even more powerful. This also shows how powerful the God-level cooking skills combined with the ingredients of his world can be. So just like the little boss, Ahu couldn't think of any reason why the group leader would lose. It might be a little unstable if you use ordinary ingredients. That uses ingredients from his world, paired with the complete version of the group leader's God-level cooking skills. Not to mention 100% victory, that would be a bit too arrogant. At least there is a 99.999% chance of winning, it's a certainty. Oga Tatsumi. It's a pity that our strength is not enough. Otherwise, we really want to fight those strong men in the world of the leader. Garp. Oga, I think it's better for us to have some self-awareness. With our strength, we are simply not qualified to participate in a competition among the strong. Subai. Indeed, you don't have this strength now. Subai. You need to be at least 7-star strong to participate, and 7 stars are still the weakest. They're basically in the first round. Garp. 7-star strength. I don't know when I will have 7-star level strength. The 7-star level strength is the explosive star level strength. Garp yearned for this level of strength. With the help of God-level breathing techniques, his strength is improving all the time. But the speed is no longer as fast as before. Garp also knew that this was because his strength had improved, and the God-level breathing method version was the weakest. So, if it's not as good as it was at the beginning. If you want to use the current God-level breathing method to reach the 7-star level, you can do it. It's just that he has to live longer, but Garp didn't panic because he knew that he would wait until the mall level increased. The group leader will definitely upload more advanced God-level breathing techniques. Therefore, he has to work hard to accumulate points now, so that when a more advanced God-level breathing method appears, but cannot afford it, it will be embarrassing. Of course, only Garp had such an idea. As for the other group members, either they have not even obtained the God-level breathing method, or, the current version of the God-level breathing method can significantly improve their strength. So they are not in a hurry. After receiving guidance from Guojing and Subai, Xiao Longnu set out for Xiangyang City. Xiangyang City is on the border of the Song dynasty, a little far away from where Xiao Longnu is at this time. It takes some time to get there. As for everyone else, they all have their own things to do. Is this the power of God's transformation? No wonder I was never Trunks' opponent before. In an open space, Vegeta felt his own power. Even as arrogant as he was, his expression at this time was very excited. At this time, Vegeta's hair and pupils turned red. There was a fiery red color all around, shrouded in flames like burning flames. Super Saiyan God. At this time, Vegeta is in the state of Super Saiyan God. Next to him, Son Goku and Son Gohan are also in Super Saiyan God status. After Trunks' teachings, the three finally mastered the most basic transformation of God. Among them, 797 Son Gohan was the first to master it, and he is worthy of his powerful talent. Son Goku and Vegeta both took about the same amount of time to master it. It was precisely because they had mastered the Super Sailor God transformation that they knew why Vegeta fought with Trunks before. Vegeta is no match for Trunks. He can't even make Trunks move a step. It turns out that there is such a big gap between divine transformation and ordinary transformation. After mastering the Super Sailor God transformation, Vegeta's eyes looked at Trunks, full of eagerness to try. He wants to fight Trunks again. The reason why he was no match for Trunks before was because Trunks had mastered the Super Saiyan God transformation. He suffered the disadvantage of not being as powerful as Trunks in his transformation. But now, he has also mastered the transformation of God. He doesn't believe that he is not Trunks' opponent yet. Previously, he, the father, had lost face in front of Trunks, the son. And now, he wants to get this face back. He wants to revive his glory as a father. In other words, the weather has cleared up, the rain has stopped, and Vegeta feels like he is doing well again. Trunks, let's compete again. This time I have also mastered the transformation of God. I will not lose to you again. What a proud person Vegeta is. He doesn't want to admit defeat to anyone. Even Kakarot was unwilling to lose to him. What's more, it's his own son. Why would you feel happy when you see your son doing well? This is what happens to ordinary fathers. It will never happen to him. In Vegeta's opinion, being a father is not as good as being a son. Isn't it too shameful? Of course, forget it for a son with a strong talent like Gohan. Son Gohan's talent, even Vegeta was shocked when he saw it. Therefore, after mastering the Super Saiyan God transformation, the first thing Vegeta wanted to do was to regain his glory as a father. Trunks looked at his father helplessly. He really wanted to tell his father that the divine transformation he had mastered was just the most basic divine transformation. Even to him, it's just the norm. There is a stronger divine transformation above. But Trunks then thought again. Instead of talking about it, why not let his father experience it for himself? Anyway, according to Master Subai's plan, after his father, Uncle Goku and Brother Gohan mastered the Super Saiyan God transformation. The next step is for them to master a stronger divine transformation.